I'm the Sunday guy.
I think it.
No, wait. Yeah,
Tuesday
Sunday.
night fly casual. That's all. That is what we're on.
I'm feeling casual.
They're going to fly casual. It's going to be good.
And fly weird.
Well, that's through this list we've got first. Should we transition and show them the list?
Yeah, if we transition that and then we can...
Got no one on the mat yet, but we've got the list up.
Yeah, well, they decided to start playing other games, so we've got to wait for them to finish up. So we're going to be running a touch late.
I think we're going to drag them off the games and say, come on.
Yeah, well, they've got a few minutes.
The internet are waiting.
I think we were going for a 7:30 start.
7:30 kickoff. We've got two very different lists. One's almost meta, and one's about as far from meta as you could possibly ever get.
I don't know, Bosk isn't pretty mad.
But with System Open coming up and it's extended again, who knows what we'll see.
You've got to have hyperspace list as well, because a lot of people aren't going to be awake in the second day.
Yeah, but you take both of you, I guess. Hyperspace for the qualifier on the second day, but you start with extended if nothing else. But you could take one hyperspace list and just run that, because that's extended still.
Yeah, I keep practice. I've got my extended list pretty sorted. I've got my hyperspace sorted, but I haven't practiced the hyperspace list, and it's not an easy one.
But you're on stream later, so will you practice on stream?
No, because I forgot the Falcon.
I've got one in my bag if you'd like to borrow one.
Oh.
I have a Falcon.
We will do.
Darn it. We're on it. We are back. Is that any better, guys? Could you please let us know?
You're whiny.
Yeah, Greedo on Bosk is a very interesting choice for this this match, particularly seeing as we've got two PS6s shooting way before the 4, so that's going to be a lot of crits
This is why I didn't suggest it.
Yeah, a lot of crits into Bosk, which
what
could
was mine? What was my Bosk variant? My Bosk had Title, Marksmanship, BT1, Triple O, Lando, and Hull Upgrade. See, because you could spend the Reinforce for rerolls with Lando.
What does Scum Lando do, though?
You spend the green token and you can reroll up to 2 dice.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. That's target lock focus almost on Bosk.
Yeah, so you do it on it's really good on a PS2. So you just go, I've got to play like the low pilot skill Houndstooth or YV.
Yeah.
All you've got is Lando crew. And you go, well, I'm going to reinforce as my action, reinforce all those shots coming into you, and then you shoot last, and I spend it on for rerolls.
Yeah.
Have Final Fantasy as well.
Yeah, we're apparently playing no action tonight, it's Final Fantasy. Switched it up. Marksmanship's interesting on Bosk as well. Just add it.
For 1 point.
Assuming Bosk is the same as 1.0.
Yep, so you spend a crit to change it to add 2 hits.
Yeah, so that's could be a lot of dice out the front here if we get Vader or Sontir stuck in the front. But I imagine most of it's going into Sai because they're not getting stuck in the front.
But yeah, Greedo seems like a risky choice on it. Well, PS4 is just really low for Greedo's effects.
It's another good way to get the crit on Bosk, but it's just like, is it worth the number of crits you're going to take on a 1 agility ship?
I wouldn't take it on that. On something, maybe the Shadowcaster, I'd consider it, but like on Ketsu.
Yeah, possibly at 5.
But Fearless is perfectly good on its own.
I used to run Fearless on a Sarge and I had great fun with it.
Now you just need Maul and Hate.
Yeah, well, there's 1.0 Sarge. I've not flown a Sarge since 2.0, so...
Yeah. Oh, they've switched sides.
They have.
And then Andrew with Lone Wolf, which is nice, given that I think Jags flew Andrew on the weekend but didn't have enough points for Lone Wolf.
Yeah, it does make a big difference to Andrew, doesn't it, as I call him. Andrew Shellac.
We've got Vader Fire Control Afterburners, which is nice and skinny because no one wants to put Supernatural on anymore.
I think you can just with Afterburners is a strong Vader now as well. Or Hate's another good one on Vader.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't got Hate for how few points it is.
I don't know if you need Fire Control, to be honest. I've seen people...
Actually, no, Hate's not worth it because he's got so little health.
Yeah, but Hate's a stress, isn't it? When you take damage.
No,
damage.
Hate is you regenerate 1 force for every damage you take. You've only got 5 health. So it's not amazingly worth it. Now, on a ghost, it's really good.
Yeah, you're ridiculous, hateful Kanan.
So much fun.
I don't know about fire control either, because when I've flown, well, seen it flown, you just roll it, you turn that first one, then you spend your lock and re-roll it.
Makes sense if you generally only roll in 2 attack dice, so your 1 reroll should be enough.
Well, 3 attack dice because you've got the lock. You roll an extra dice, aren't you?
Yeah, but you change one anyway, so you're only getting a reroll on 2 of those. So it's 1 reroll should be enough. Palpatine, shield upgrade, and title on side.
There's plenty of Force going around. Santa's now a Jedi, essentially. Well, Sith.
I've not played against power bases in ages. What's the Psi do now?
Psi is when you coordinate. If they do the same,
Oh, you can do the
if
same
it's an action you've got, you can do it as well. And ST321 is when you coordinate, you can target lock. Is that correct? Ryan?
Well. You do, but you acquire a target lock from the ship that you coordinated to. Hello, everybody.
Hi, Ryan.
Ryan has joined us.
Already fixing rules queries. There we go. How are we all doing?
That's because you know what you're talking about.
Who have we got in the chat then, boys?
We've got Kay, we've got
Hello, Kay.
Pi, we've got
Pi, hello.
DJ, we've got Mr. Stander.
Mr. Stander, never heard of him.
Yeah, I think Captain Marvel will work.
PJ's
You've got a nice bit of space that you can kind of get the logo and stuff on.
X-Wing Tavern Wars. Do you know the interesting thing about X-Wing Tavern Wars?
I don't.
He has the nicest target locks of any X-Wing player.
Does he?
He does, yeah.
What about I've heard that someone has got really, really nice leopard print target locks.
Yeah, X-Wing Tavern Wars.
Has he got that?
Yeah.
have you swapped?
No, Matt Whitton made us 2 sets, one to give away and one for me. And Tavern Wars won them.
Tavern Wars won them. So he now has the nicest target locks in X-Wing history.
He does indeed. I'm very jealous. See, best target locks ever. You know it's Tavern Wars.
I don't know. Cape ones are up there. I do like
the cape target locks. Steve has
target locks.
Genius.
They are very nice. Yeah.
I like Amos's stuff.
Oh, the one that Ben got him, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm not going to say it. I won't say Kay if you don't want me to say. I'll leave it up to you. But Kay's idea for...
I've dropped FCS on, just say no.
On Psi?
On Psi.
Yeah, cool. I've done it on the system. Yeah. It's all good. Thank you, boss.
Dropped FCS.
On Psi.
What?
Psi did have FCS.
Ah,
now he's tweaked this a bit and taken it off.
Anyway.
Because here's the reason, right? He just played a game and we were discussing tweaking his list. So he had FCS on Psi in addition to the threat grades he has. And my argument to him was that it's pointless because you're going to coordinate every round, and whenever you coordinate, you just get a new target lock. So why not just spend it attacking?
Wasting points, absolutely.
Yeah. So you don't need the FCS. You may as well just spend a lock every time you shoot with Psi. But yeah, I really like Ash's list.
Yeah, I like Ash's list a lot.
Yeah. It's the Triforce.
Jag's list, not so much.
Jag's list is a bit more left field.
I like it, I just don't agree with Greedo.
Yeah, I think Greedo is
In this matchup, Greedo looks quite bad, doesn't it?
In most matchups.
PS4 seems too low. There's a lot of people running 5s and 6s.
I think you're always going to face a 5, if not a 6.
Multiple 5s and 6s, that's the problem. If it was just one, yeah, fine, I'll take the crit.
The only ship I could really see it working on is Han Solo in the Falcon.
It does work well on Han Solo Falcon.
Because as we know, Han shoots first.
Yes.
Which is ideal.
But
the only problem with Han, though, is you roll so few dice sometimes that you can't guarantee the hit result. And I've seen that happen when Greedo's played.
Oh.
You roll 2 attack dice. The chance of a hit is not that consistent.
Yeah, I had it. And I got blinded. And I can't remember what happened for me to get blinded.
And then you can
no longer Greedo.
Yeah, that's
before I shot. But I got blinded, so I couldn't Greedo, and then just got
probably a rock.
So many crits. I think it was a rock while I had Hull Breach or something. And I just got so many crits on me, and it hurt so bad.
I like that idea, PJ.
Yeah,
BT1 instead.
Yeah.
That's it. My one for Jags had Lando, BT1, Triple O. It was much better than this Greedo nonsense.
A real party boss.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a real party. I also.
Boss Lando and Greedo, that is a party.
No,
and
a
it's
real
to
party.
co-pilot to actually properly fly the ship.
Yeah.
Real party's a Z Swarm with intimidating Deadman Switch.
We is about to fly.
We're ready
Good
for you,
job.
boss.
You get this.
Who's got this?
You Greedo got this.
Go.
Jags was actually smiling
He
then.
was.
Because he knows he's going to die.
Probably, but he doesn't often smile, particularly with the dad jokes.
Yeah, I completely
1
agree,
point
PJ.
more.
I think that's what we were saying.
It's 1 point more
But he's got 1 point
because
spare.
it's 1 point better, PJ.
Yeah.
That's why it's 1 point more.
He has got 1 point spare though, so
It's more. It's more than 1 point better.
I don't know. On some ships, Greedo is worth.
But
his
even
money.
on Han Solo, you should be taking BT1 because you got the title.
If you've got the title.
You've got the title.
You've got the title.
You've got the title. If you're Lando or Han Pilot, you've got the title.
I think the only time I ran it was when I ran triple Falcons and didn't have the titles. 'cause
Well,
I
then
couldn't
you've only
fit
got
it.
one title, haven't you?
Yeah. And, no, I think the title was actually on Lando.
Yeah.
Well, Jags is going to be commentating the second game, so you've got plenty of time to interrogate him about that.
Second game.
Yeah, second game,
Rip him
we're
a
going
new
to get
one.
him in here. Prepare your dad jokes, everybody. I've thrown the gauntlet out today. We need the best dad jokes to actually get a laugh out of Jags.
So you got to save him
Because
for the
he
second
is an
game.
incredibly tough nut to crack. I don't know if you guys saw last week.
Nope.
He was brutal.
Yeah, just literally straight faced, no emotion.
He's
I
a
thought
very
some of the
serious
jokes were
individual.
hilarious. Steve was laughing his
He
head
was
off.
howling. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Jags was just sat there, stone faced. So if you can get through that on Jags, I'll be very impressed, everybody.
So
Maybe that should be a competition.
Oh yeah, it should
I think
That should be
Steve
the
had-
giveaway.
Steve had an idea for it, I think, yeah. But I think save your dad jokes for the second game.
Gemma, subscribe with Twitch Prime.
Ooh,
Woo!
what's the
Thanks,
date?
Gemma.
And
19th.
Tim Fett followed us as well.
Ooh,
so it's
I can
nice.
resubscribe.
You can resubscribe our phone.
I can't do it now, but when I get home, I can.
I'll do it now.
I haven't got Twitch
It's
on
a fanfare. I'll thank you.
I have no
everything.
Twitch and I have no signal. So,
We'll just pop outside a second.
again, I don't have Twitch. I have a non-official app, which works much
No.
better, but doesn't let me subscribe because
Oh,
it's
yeah,
not
like
official.
the multi-stream.
No,
thing.
Pocket Pals or
Most
something like
jokes I
that.
know, reckon crack jokes are too long for chat. I'm not even approaching appropriate for chat. Well, I'm glad to see you're self-editing, Kay. That is good.
It's progress, isn't it? Personal growth right there.
Oh.
But being Glasgow, they didn't realise it was salad because it was deep fried.
Or they're confused because it wasn't deep fried.
It's not Glasgow then.
No, you deep fried as soon as you enter
Just
enter the
It's on
border.
the border
aren't you?
checks.
yeah, you surround the area and just instantly
And it's,
covered in batter.
yeah, it's like, you know, when you go through an airport, you have to go through the body scanner. You walk through Glasgow, you walk through a deep fryer.
Yeah, it's sprayed in batter.
Yeah, it's just how it. That's just how it is.
So we are setting up.
Yeah, we're setting up. There's going to be some X-wing happening. We're going to ignore it as usual.
Not much lone wolf going on with that. Oh, no, it's alright. He's not down yet. I thought he'd set up like that.
No. See, what happens with Andrew? He's the last one alive, and then he's permanently active.
Yes.
That's how he works.
Yeah,
Which is why I thought he might do him docked. So he's definitely the last one live.
he
Shoot him
becomes
out
a
at the end
fearsome ace.
at PS4.
Battered chips.
I've heard of it.
Wow,
I know when.
that is incredible.
Can't be that bad. Go on, you need to try them. We need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kay, let us know.
We want a
Next
live. We
week.
want a live review next Tuesday.
It's really sad. It's been years since I found a chippy that I'll do like a battered Mars bar.
Oh God.
I've
let's
found
not
if you
go
take
there.
one to them, they'll do it for you.
I've tried,
Yeah.
but well, not recently. But back when I was in like Sheffield and I was having chips a lot more, they just nowhere around they did it. Back home they did, but
That's a shame.
yeah.
When I was
I'm
last-
quite happy not having battered Mars.
No, they're good. Like
If you've not had one, it's worth a
worth
try.
a
I've
Right,
never
yeah.
had one, but the
I'd say
idea is just disturbing.
It's just worth a try. It is definitely worth it. It's really nice.
way to go, random.
If you don't like it,
much
it's a Mars bar. It's
appreciated.
what 60p.
Mm. Oh yeah, Random Haney subscribed 5 days ago.
Yeah, 5 days ago.
You
Prime.
are right, Random Haney. Thank you for subscribing, sir. I'm playing Grand Inquisitor Crew instead of Pout. Awesome shenanigans. Yeah,
Yeah.
Grand Inquisitor Crew is also pretty crazy
What's he do?
because then you can coordinate.
You can-
Oh, should we actually show?
I actually don't know what he does.
We'll bring it up for
We can
you.
bring it up for you, mate.
Yeah, I believe
This is
it's
Imperial. I
when
don't
something-
understand.
It's the trigger is bizarre.
That's the
That's the
pilot.
pilot.
I know what he does.
We don't need the pilot.
I know he's not good.
It's Tuesday, everybody.
I
Let
think
me
the
off.
pilot's up there for the longest pilot ability text now. There's so much text on that card.
Grand Inquisitor.
Crew. After an enemy ship at range 02 reveals its dial.
So that could be Darth Vader, PS6. You'll get a
She's-
PS6 coordinate.
Yeah, you coordinate as soon as you know whatever their ship's
Yeah.
doing. So before they do the maneuver, but after they
Coordinate.
reveal it.
Coordinate a boost onto your someone else, or
It's not bad.
take a reinforce on the right arc for yourself.
I saw it played very early on in 2.0
Yeah.
on Whisper, so that someone would reveal their dial, then you just barrel roll out of where they would be
Just move.
with the Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah, dismay turret flipping or
Yeah,
reinforcing the right place.
Yeah,
or
you're right,
just-
Charles. It is bonkers. Just because of the time that action triggers is so amazing.
It's quite expensive. I think it's 14 points.
Yeah, it was 16,
Yeah.
came down by a couple.
Does Punisher have a battle roll?
Yep. It's red,
Red.
so you
So you
can't
couldn't do it.
Inquisitor it. But you can Inquisitor a boost because it's
That's
got a
what
white boost.
I was thinking boost or barrel roll, but expert hand him. Oh, they don't have EPTs.
Oh,
Oh,
everyone, we need an R in the chat. Get your R's in the chat for Punishers not having EPTs. Bless
The
them.
title's more for medium ships, so you can like actually throw them.
oh, large ship.
Ketsu.
Medium. You only add one, so you can get maximum 2
Yeah.
tractor beams. You can't do a large ship anymore.
Yeah, Ketsu with title is all in, baby.
Going back to the battered chips.
Mm.
When I was last in Scotland, my brother went to a chip shop
Ugh.
and they did a deep fried pizza. And then they did a pizza crunch. So the deep fried pizza, we still don't know to this day.
Hey!
Thank you very much. We still don't know to this day how they did it, but they just deep fried a pizza by floating it on top of the oil.
Yeah, sounds
That
nice.
is nuts.
Yeah, and then the crunch one, they battered and deep fried a pizza, which I thought was mad,
Deep
and my brother
frying
loved
a
it.
pizza.
Scotland, innit?
I'd eat that.
I've only been to Scotland once. I did have a nice freshly cooked haggis. That was
Yeah,
delicious.
they whistle it down from the hills.
Mm.
Yeah.
How does
Shouldn't
it
do
feel to drop into the most popular show on Weekend Warlords? Ash? It's
Yeah.
good to have you here, mate.
I'm always at the most popular show.
Yeah,
the
Grand
Weekend
Coaster only
Warlords.
works on the ship it's crewed on.
The ash of
Yeah.
Raster and Patch.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah. I'm the one that pushed the dog out of the way.
You are.
Pasta and mash.
So
yeah.
they have started.
So I've just noticed because I just walked past a table out there, like, and I've seen some people playing X-Wing. I thought I'd come in and have a look on the screen instead of getting in the way. Is Jags running a Shadowcaster?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why?
It's an alright ship.
It's running a Shadowcaster
It's okay.
and a party bus.
Party bus, I get, but Shadowcaster.
You wanted to fly something different.
Yeah.
Yes, Charles, it does. But if you're on a decimate, no, what we got, lambda or something with coordinate, you can use the coordinate action to get on other people.
Yeah, you can use Grand Inquisitor to coordinate on site, for
But you
example.
couldn't use the Grand Inquisitor action on something else.
No.
The only decent Shadowcaster I think at the moment is Sabine. I think
Do we
Sabine's
think-
half
Disagree. I think Asajj is the best.
It's
Yeah.
Sarge of Maul and Hate.
Do we
Boom.
think that
Arthur's a
with,
winner.
do we think that with the lack of play of the Shadowcaster and it still not seeing any play because it got a little bit of a points reduction, did it not?
It did. About
Small
3 or
one.
4 points.
Yeah. So you got a small reduction, but still see like pretty much no play at top end. Yeah.
Oh,
Do you
definitely.
think with the release of Wave 3 and 4 and and no more Shadowcaster update in July, we'll see another reduction, or
I don't know.
reductions of
I
titles?
don't
or
think it'll go down any further because you've got a lot of health and 2 agility
Yeah.
and a free attack and a
I
turret.
agree,
I don't
I
think they
agree
can
that
really
you've
take
got
it
all
any
them
lower.
things, but you're still not seeing it.
I'm not sure if changing other things points brings that into contention.
Yes.
Instead
So-
of just dropping that, I don't know. Are they going to keep reducing until
Or are they
things
gonna
get on the
increase,
table
increase,
because they're
increase?
like,
Yeah, so it just increased the stuff that's in play, you mean?
Yeah. I think
Okay.
I don't know. Cause is there a point where you just decrease things so much that they've got to run it because you're getting a Shadowcaster for 30 points? And
Yeah. Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Like you say, I suppose it is quite a lot of hull and shield.
There's still,
for
yeah,
what
still
it
a lot
is.
of good there. It's
Yeah,
just not,
I agree. I just in the fact that it's getting no play
Yeah.
whatsoever.
It's a tricky one. This is where I don't think having the points reduction ability to change points on the fly is really nice.
Yes.
But they have to be very careful with it.
Yeah, they
Because
can.
I
Yeah,
think-
but with the ability to change them every 6 months, they can only really mess up for 6 months,
well,
and
yes.
then everything.
but
can be
even if they
fixed.
do mess up, they can do what they did with the.
yeah, they had a big fix after the tournament.
Just
didn't
straight
they?
away,
Yeah.
bam, no,
That ain't
triple
happening. Yeah, we're not
bat
having
wings, don't like them. Get rid of
Pie, get out.
Double defenders is perfectly
it. Yeah,
fine.
never again.
Don't forget to sub on your way out, mate. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, Never.
I like
again.
it. Harsh. That's
Well,
good.
you know,
It's the kind of tough.
he wants to
it?
fly triple defenders.
Oh, no.
I ain't pulling any punches, Ash.
Two's enough.
2 is enough.
Yeah.
Correct.
Let him fly triple defenders against Venny.
No. No.
3 might actually be enough.
Yeah, 3 might, 2 wouldn't work.
Oh. Can you imagine defenders with 21 health? It's bonkers. And boost. PJ, I get it. Sabine is the rubbish Venny. You're flying the wrong ship. Just fly Venny, it's better. Imagine, right, PJ, I'm going to sell it here. Imagine Sabine, but you can launch bombs.
Or drop them. Or-
And you've got 3 arcs rather than 2.
And you can double tap.
No, not on the
Not
best
on
Venny.
Venny.
Not on,
Alright, on aggro Venny.
on
you
aggro
can.
Venny you
Yeah.
can double tap. On Jedi Venny.
So,
No double tap.
Little Ash, who's playing out there now, right, is not.
indeed.
It's not my. It's not me.
No, you're the big one.
You're big
I'm
Ash or
Ash.
handsome
Yeah,
Ash or whatever it is.
Middle Ash is out there as well, actually.
Yeah, all the ashes.
Got too many ashes.
We've not got young Ash Taylor in store, but that's the only one missing. He's not been playing much, has he?
I've not seen him in quite a
No,
while.
no.
Bit-
So-
He got a new house and had to sort all life
Yeah, he had
stuff
to do
out.
Oh,
proper
yeah,
life.
yeah. Tell me about
He
it,
had to
yeah.
take a few months out of the game to actually be an adult.
So, do we think because Jags has actually been playing quite a bit?
Loads.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Jags
really,
has really gone for it
got
in
into
2.0.
X-Wing compared to
Yeah.
previous Jags that used to play everything,
But-
never ever
yeah.
tournament.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
X-Wing 2.0 seems to be really
He
enjoying
really
it.
likes the edition,
Yeah.
and he likes all formats. I must admit, he's okay with extended, but you know he'll play hyperspace as well.
He's also left his Imperial Aces behind,
Yeah, he's loving
which
Scum.
is a nice change.
He's loving. In fact, he stole what Scum I got, which I had quite a big selection on the table. I was just like, I need some Scum ships, and I was like, yeah, I've got loads here. I'll take them.
Scum you bought for
Yeah,
cards
yeah,
back in the day.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
I do
All
the same
them-
with Imperials.
Yeah.
All
I
them
do
Star
that.
Vipers you bought in the Auto Thrusters expansion.
Exactly, yeah. The auto thrusters.
Yeah.
I had everything.
Well, I did notice out on the shelf there is a
Pie, you're wrong.
Star Fortress it's now called that I'm considering getting so I can
Venny it up.
play that really friendly play experience.
Everyone loves trash sim mobs. I've not heard any
No,
complaints.
there's no complaints about tragedy.
No
I
one
think
has,
It's just
be-
Benny.
I think
no
it
one
should
has
be
ever
reduced
got
points
angry
again, personally.
when I
I have
fired a
no
bomb
issue
at
with the
them.
bombs.
Did they, Josh?
Benny will have a problem with.
It wasn't at me, it was at my friends, the Rocks. You took away all my friends that I needed for Han.
I did indeed. It was pretty mean of
It
me.
was nasty.
I'd do it again.
Yeah.
That Lander's going to get owned, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's going to hurt.
Potentially. Jag still needs to roll dice, probably.
And it's Jags, so
That's not a forwards.
that's,
That's a trash sim
Yeah,
set.
yeah.
it's a great.
I love how
I
he's
think,
put that in.
I think you're right.
That's
Oh,
not good.
There's something going on there.
What's going on?
They're waggling. They're waggling.
It's like I can make this not hit
It's
the rock.
over the rock. Yeah.
There's a rock in the way there, Sunty.
It's onto. That's not
gonna
what you want to do.
be,
With three hull, you really want to avoid rocks. With
That's
something.
gonna be a
Ooh,
problem.
Where's the Shadowcaster arc?
Did
That
he
is-
really just go over it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, clean over, boss.
I think you just said boost.
But he
me
has
that
got
way.
a Sunty fell behind the
Oh,
enemy.
that's
Did
a
he just
damage.
take a ping and all?
I think that's an eye.
He seems fine.
Nothing happened on the.
Sunty's fine, everybody. Nothing to panic about.
Unless, well, he's got no tokens, and I think Asajj's arc is that way, so she made the Ketu's arc. Even.
There's still a rock in the way. Sunty. It's 2 attack dice against 4 defense dice.
Yeah,
I'm gonna.
you go all into that Lambda.
List-wise, I have after watching a lot of Element this weekend.
I watched a lot, yeah.
I watched a fair bit of it. I must admit,
Yeah,
it
it
was
was good. The
proper.
final was really
Oh,
good.
mate,
I
it's
may
fantastic.
possibly
No,
have
it's
the winning list on
amazing.
the table at the moment.
I was going to say, but the Ray list with the 2 A's. Yeah, I like it.
Oh, yeah.
I was running Ray and 2 A's, but in
Two
a
name
different
days
build.
or
Yeah, it's Tally and Lulu. Yeah,
nice.
but yeah, I may have put the cards together this afternoon. And
I was playing
might see some love.
triple X Wings anyway, but just I didn't run the title. Black one title on Neon's good fun.
Yes, I've seen the black one
Yeah,
title
Black
pop
One
up on
title's
Neon quite a bit actually. Yeah.
It's
Except
good on Neon and Pup. It's a
except
shame
for
you
I can't
can't have
use it
like
when I
black
want
1 and
to.
black 2.
Yeah.
We're just chatting out there about aces, and in the new in 2.0 especially. So when you were building your aces and you were putting everything upon them in 1.0, and you were like, oh, I put that on and that and that. They tend to be like, you don't need to overload them now. The ace is an ace in itself. Like you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
your Suntiers and your Poe, you can make him bare bones, and he's amazing.
Like your 2 cards on Vader.
It's
or
when you start
even one
spending,
card.
it's when you start spending points on them, and they become a bit of a point sink that they suck. If you just keep them cheaper and like more ships, better.
100-point Poe is terrible.
Yeah,
70-point Poe.
amazing.
Very good.
71-point Poe, amazing.
Yeah.
So I think I totally think that's something that we're seeing emerging more now.
107-point Venny, amazing. 107-point Poe, terrible.
Terrible.
Hi, they
You make your own minds about which pilot is better, everybody.
new factions for April tournament. I don't know currently. I know
Yeah.
originally they were,
Yeah.
but with the delayed delivery.
Dude, if there's a release this weekend, which there is, this Thursday, there's a half of the stock may have been delayed. Yes,
Yeah.
but whatever's released.
As long as you got points.
Yeah, but yeah.
So you can play these free ships.
No,
Just triple
you,
Jedi.
No, a full release will be available.
you can win the full stuff as long as the points are up.
I mean, don't take my word as gospel because I haven't been here,
Right.
but I believe that is the case.
I know it was the
may have to
original
check
plan.
with that was the original plan. I might have to check with the hierarchy. I'm just a lowly,
No,
part-timer now.
Thursdays are busy. Ash actually does work.
Yeah,
Well,
Ash
well,
is
sometimes.
busy
Can you
work.
do a
I think
special on
Rasta's
Thursday
busy.
with a new release? You and Rasta Ash special.
I'm gonna be a bit busy on Thursday with a new release. I don't know. We may do something. I don't know. I've been at work all day and then here.
Are you
know.
here? Are you
yeah,
here on
yeah,
Thursday,
yeah.
yeah?
I've got like 8. How many hours am I doing? Start at 8 in the morning, finish at midnight. So it's a long day.
Are you doing your job and
Then
then
come here,
store
yeah,
job?
yeah, yeah.
Alfred, just come back next Tuesday. We'll be here with
You're
the new
what,
kit.
you got
Rasta
Monday,
and
aren't
Ash is
you?
on Monday.
On Monday,
so,
yeah.
yeah.
Well,
But-
yeah, but Fly Casual's
Fly Casual's
on
on
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah,
So
but
you should
that's
come back
up.
on Tuesday.
We've got dice being rolled.
I might not be here next Tuesday, so therefore Fly Casual will be crap.
That's 3 hits by the look of it.
Oh yeah.
No marksmanship.
You got enough dice there?
That's on
Approximately
Vader.
sufficient amount of dice.
I don't know who shoot. I'm assuming that's what?
It's got to be on Vader from the Houndstooth.
Oh, maybe outside.
That's the only thing I got with 3 dice. that
Nah, it
can-
must be Andrew, right?
Oh, bugger, yes. Andrew for a rock.
He won't. He's not got a trick shot. He won't shoot 3 dice.
No, but he's
No, but
got,
he's Andrew.
He's Andrew. He's
Oh,
out
by
of range.
himself, yeah.
He gets an extra attack.
Guys, we need to return to ignoring the game. It's a Tuesday.
we tried, guys.
We
I'm
jumped
sorry.
in.
Yeah.
We didn't know what was going on. Sorry, everybody.
Made ourselves look foolish.
It's business as usual in here for Tuesday. That's
Just,
it.
just ignore the game and talk about pizzas
Absolutely.
and pineapples and
Yeah.
things like that.
The
Deep
two
fried
should never go
pineapple.
together.
And I'm totally behind you there.
Well, I
although
dunno.
there's a lot of chatter in our. The important thing about our X-wing team chat at the minute is it's got very little to do with X-wing and a lot to do with Marmite crusted pizzas.
Marmite crusted
Yeah,
Papa John's
Papa
pizzas.
John's
yeah.
pizza special. Now I'm yet
Yeah.
to try, but I am a massive Marmite fan, so
See.
I'm down.
I don't like Marmite, but I quite like Twiglets.
Marmite, I do.
Yeah, which is really weird.
It's the Marmite
Can't
crisp.
stand Marmite, but don't mind Twiglets. Makes no sense.
No, none at all. But I'm down with Marmite and Marmite and meat together.
Yeah, and
wicked.
like cheese and grease and all the
Yeah,
rest of
exactly.
it.
What's not to like? We'll find out. I'll order one this weekend.
I don't know how he'll survive, Paul. But to be fair, he's already gone through the articles, so there's not much he
There's
hasn't
not much
seen.
left now, is there?
Really.
Yeah.
Rest assured that Tim won't like any of the good stuff.
No,
No.
you'll hate it.
He'll like something that will never work and isn't good.
Like
Because
Dooku Crew doesn't like Dooku Crew.
he didn't like Venny, did he?
No, he didn't like Venny. at all.
Worst pilot, he
Turns
said.
out,
Worst pilot.
turns out Tim was 100% wrong. He didn't like home missiles either, and it turns out they're pretty good as
Very
well.
Yeah,
reasonable.
I hear they're all right. You know.
Yeah, they've won a few. They've won something important, I think. Yeah, they're okay.
What's everyone looking forward to? Wave 4 then? No, Wave 3.
Wave three.
Wave
Yeah,
four,
I'm
you
gonna
say?
I'm looking forward to Wave 4.
3.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
looking
I know why
forward
you're
to.
looking forward to
Yeah.
Wave 4, but we can't say on stream.
No, we can't. Yeah.
well.
But that's why I'm looking forward to.
Wave 3, I'm looking forward to
I
Venny.
couldn't comment on the video. It wouldn't let me.
Would it not?
The,
Good,
the
I
comments
blocked
wouldn't
you.
load.
Yeah,
But I know what it is.
yeah.
Wave 4.
Venny.
Venny,
But I
still
won't
Venny.
enter myself anyway because
Yeah.
I don't use doll covers.
Yeah, I am exactly the same. Hate Marmite, eat Twiglets.
Dude.
Not alone.
That's weird. They're Marmite flavoured crisps.
No, they're burnt flavoured crisps. That's what I always think.
It's like coffee. I hate the taste but love the smell.
Really?
I used to be like that.
Fair.
Love the taste now. It's like nectar of the gods.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, can't live without it,
Coffee,
yeah.
Jesus.
Dooku crew is troll,
Teasful.
PJ. It's very troll.
It's old palp with more, isn't it?
You've
But
got,
it'd be
no,
a range
you've got to
restriction.
be
Range
very careful how you use it because there's very bad ways to use that card.
Okay.
Some of which are obvious, some of which are not obvious.
What about making your opponent take a crit over a debris?
That's a very good use.
Good use. Okay. Maybe that could be a new feature. Good use of
The only
Dooku.
shame
bad use of
is-
Dooku.
like it, yeah.
The new obstacles, you know them gas clouds?
Yeah.
They can't damage you.
Yeah, you don't take anything going through them. There's no negative
You not
effect.
take
is
No,
there?
you lose an action.
Dream or something?
You just lose your action.
No stress or anything.
That's it.
But you
Just
lose
lose
your
your
action.
action.
Do they obstruct still?
And no strain.
They obstruct better. So if you obstruct through them, I believe you get an added focus of result.
No, you add a die to your pool, and
And-
you may turn a blank to an evade.
Ooh.
That's really good for dodging through, but not too terrible for driving through.
Oh, that's
No,
fair
so
enough.
everyone's going to use them
That's
all
All
the
the time.
time.
Yeah.
That's gotta be.
I'm not sure how I feel about a table full of 6 of them.
And
Well,
because
two
it's a
the
gas
same of each.
cloud, would you? What do they count as? Are they obstacles?
Obstacles.
So can you blow them up with seismics?
Don't know.
Oh, that's an interesting.
Had the same thought, we don't know.
Maybe it's like a double explosion because it's gas.
Well, this is it. Or does it disperse in is it only on the board for so many turns? Or
Don't tell Ryan, but I think you're dropping Venny for Elo and Nean.
I like it.
I mean, feel free, Paul, but you are a traitor.
So we've got one from PJ. If your opponent triggers Dengar Scum Gunner, call a blank with Dooku. They miss. Good use, bad use.
Yeah, good use. If you still got, I'd be surprised if you still had Dooku at that point, though.
True. We've got a
That's the only thing.
yes. You can blow up the gas clouds with seismics.
Well, I think you
Nothing
can.
outside of the normal effect. We assume so. I don't know. Unless anyone's got any
That's
more.
the
See, it's just
assumption.
going to make
They
it
haven't
so much
clarified
more of a
any
pain in the arse for anything with high agility.
Well, it's just
Yeah.
going to be like if you're running aces, you want them on the board. You want to be dodging through them, getting all the extra dice and a modification.
Seems a bit weird to bring that in when they were kind of trying to stop the adding loads of dice.
dice
results
scale,
and stuff,
yeah.
and
I'm going to be really interested to see the hyperspace format when Wave 3 releases and what happens.
I think they're just going to slot Wave 3 into it. aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
and
Oh,
what
how
is
it
that gonna-
affects it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Every
you
faction
look
will
at
always
what's
be in
happening,
hyperspace.
Yeah,
So
But
that's
the-
going to How's it?
because from what I've seen of
Seismics do,
Separatist
by the way.
and
Cool.
Republic, they seem incredibly strong.
There you go. We had the answer on the rocks.
Oh, Vader, Vader, Vader. That's not a 2-turn.
Evening, Captain Rex. We had it. Apparently, FFG clarified on the stream last week. New type of obstacle. Trick shot works the same with them. Seismics blow them up the same.
Cool.
They just do a different effect.
Cool.
It's another thing to discount mining guild ties, though. They won't.
Yeah, no one's going to be using obstacles apart from mining good asteroids.
Yeah, mining good
TIE
ties.
pilots.
I will.
Uh,
My
just 'cause
flame,
you
my
like to
flame
crash-
free rocks every
Nien
time.
will keep debris.
Oh yeah, debris way better for Neon.
Yeah.
Mind you, the extra evade though is pretty alright, isn't it?
Yeah, but you can't.
You don't want to have to use Neon's ability. if you
But
don't need
I suppose I still get one action. I lose my action, but I still get my pattern analyzer action, so it's not terrible.
Yeah. Oh, so evade boost.
It's got-
Bye, Andrew.
Nah, he'll be fine.
No, he won't.
He's a Z. He's
That's
got this.
that's hurting. That's predator. That's free focus. That's all
He's
the
got
toys.
this. He's got this.
Sometimes all in, baby.
Is Vader on a rock?
And
He
just
is
got
indeed,
normal.
'cause he didn't 2-turn.
Andrew needs to die,
He'll be fine.
otherwise Vader's getting hurt.
Evaded. Yeah.
Got no focus token on Andrew.
Andy Shulak.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to go back to ignoring the game. That's it. I've had enough watching it. Best list I see at Classic last weekend. Tobias a rock to where the opponent sets up. Bobber crew on Skirg sits on that rock. Turn one seismic and run.
Yeah, Steve's done that kind of thing.
Yeah, but yeah, Tobias and Bobber's a troll combo, particularly with like Nim bombs and stuff.
Has the
It's a bit cool.
has the Lambda gone far enough out of Bosk's arc?
Before. I think
No.
he's got him.
It's
Don't
still in.
think so.
And there's, yeah, this is.
Sunset only rolls 2
Sonta hits with 2.
and then gets
Told
2.
you.
Oh,
That's 2
wow.
evades.
Told you.
Wow. Entirely fair and deserved.
We've got another one from PJ. Dooku.
Yeah, you're right,
opponent's
PJ.
Control console fire.
Yeah, console fire it's good for. Debris it's great for. Any obstacle it's great for. Prox mines it's great for. You know, just
Any roll,
calling them crits. Attacks it's much more situationally dependent. Me and Tim have talked about it at length.
Oh, that means there's been maths done. Lots
Of maths has been done on Duke Crew.
It's good on any single dice roll.
Well,
capture the stream.
Also, right, if you're a one agility ship, and you have Dooku crew, you basically have 1.0 C3PO.
Sort of.
Yeah, you roll.
Oh, 0, yeah.
Yeah, you roll. Oh, I'm going to call an evade.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not an evade. I'll change it to an evade. So, and we know how good that card was. So, bare minimum, Dooku is old C3PO.
With other possibilities.
With other options. With other jank you can do. So that's your baseline, everybody, for Dooku. Anything else you work out beyond that is up to you. I'll leave it to you guys to work out. But me and Tim have gone into it quite detailed.
Range 1 into
Well,
70.
he does. We both agree it's good card design because you can use it badly.
No, he's gone for Vader.
It's the right call. He's on a rock.
It shouldn't be
free on
pure
Vader.
positive. It should be ways to get it wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, which is wicked.
There's,
I
and
agree.
there's so
That's
many
triple
ways to
blank.
get Dooku.
Yeah.
Triple blank from Vader as well.
It takes a little bit of skill to get it right.
And he already took it, so he's down to 1 hon on Vader.
That is.
Oh, jeez.
R2D2 crew as
Love
well, Death Rain, you're right.
That's just Han. But guaranteed. Except for you can't.
Well, how the thing is, how
it's
Dooku and Han
opposite,
interact is very interesting because they may have the same trigger, they may not. We don't actually know. This is another rules query that me and Tim were just like, we think it's this, but we can't prove
So
it.
if they Dooku it, then you'd re-roll it?
Wow.
Or would you re-roll it then they Dooku
Well,
it?
because it.
That's the entire question. We don't actually
Should they just
know.
call it on the second roll?
Yeah, I think it'd have to be the second one. Same. Because it's
Well, no,
immediately after you
there's
roll.
no
you
clear
can't.
answer. Me and Tim think it's on initiative because we think they're the same trigger, but they're not explicitly the same trigger. My and Tim argument is like, we feel like the Dooku modification has to happen after rolling because it couldn't go anywhere else. But that's the best argument me and Tim can make for Dooku having the same timing as Han Solo pilot.
I have
We
no
don't know.
idea.
Exactly, yeah. The point is, me and Tim don't really either.
Good
But that's
new
our
rebels,
best
we know how they
argument.
work.
It's a tricky one. It
is
needs
in
an
a world
FAQ.
of hurt. It
Han-
will do. It will need
Han
like a
Pilot
flowchart.
and Dooku needs an FAQ because they need to clarify the exact time which the Dooku modification happens. But me and Tim think it's after rolling. We can't prove it though. We convinced ourselves, but to convince anyone else with the same arguments, very difficult.
I feel quite bad for the kind of slating we gave Jack's list at the start of this
I know,
game,
solid.
and now he's
Yeah,
just
like,
Well,
rinsed
to be
aside.
fair-
To be fair, he just
That asteroid in the middle
Just hit both
is
aces.
Jack's best ship so far.
2 aces, 1 rock.
And also,
That rock has been
Little
brutal.
Ash has rolled very few hits.
Yeah.
And
Except
very
on
few
the rocks.
evades.
Yeah, very few evades. To be fair, last game his dice were insane though.
But they really,
They really were bad to Tom. So you know, it comes and goes with dice. We all know that.
We do.
So
What are you excited for?
for
As
wave
of Thursday.
for wave 3,
Yeah.
Venny. More Venny, more good, mate.
They just
No,
said
no,
to me,
no,
they just
no,
said
no.
to me out there, like, so what are you running come the weekend? And I'm like, Resistance.
Yeah,
Oh, so not Separatist? No, not Republic. No, Resistance. Yeah, I should say Resistance, thanks.
Resistance is
I'm
so good.
sticking with them X-Wings. I like them X-Wings.
Oh, dude, I just
But
think the
I'll-
Resistance at the
more
minute
toys
are
always-
really nice, and with the points change for Rebels, they're solid again.
I like Rebels, I
I'm really happy with that area.
Yeah, I love Han at the minute.
Speaking of the Resistance, when's that out?
What? The Resistance?
On DVD? Because
Oh, dude,
I don't have Sky. So
Yeah, oh, right. So the second part of season 1 has just started on Sky. So I think it was up to episode 12. I watched episode 11 last
I
night.
love that TV show.
Give it
It's
6
got
months
some-
off on.
People have got some mixed reviews, but I really like it.
Yeah, I think Poe is really good in it.
Yeah, I like Poe.
I think Poe's I really like his character. my missus come in last night and she's like, "Why are you watching a cartoon?" And I'm like, "It's canon." What does that mean? I was like, "It means it's relevant to the whole Star Wars universe, so therefore I must watch this cartoon."
Oh, you
That
got to
was
know.
my excuse.
Or because cartoons
Yeah,
are for
yeah.
adults now.
I'm like, it affects the universe in which I spend a lot of time. I need to know what
And
happens
it's not
in this
this one.
cartoon. Yeah.
And it's the most relevant time period as well.
Totally, yeah.
not changed in the
Even
past.
with Star Wars, what they're building in Disneyland that opens. That's
Galaxy's
all.
Edge?
Yeah, Galaxy's Edge. So there's novels and comic books and everything coming to do with the stories set around that and what they're building and the stories there. But that's all Resistance time period. So it could be good, you know. It's the future of Star Wars, isn't it?
It is.
Yes.
Well, the future of Star Wars is that kid with the broom. But
Yes.
Yeah.
I hear he
The
is
really bad CGI
Rey's
of the boom.
brother. That's who it is. Rey's brother. Yeah.
who's
That's it.
you?
Obi-Wan's great grandson. So he is.
Does that make it
Yeah.
Rey's son?
Yeah, yeah.
So while they're kind of
What is
never
boss
mind.
doing?
Looking at the rules ref for the ability queue and the wording of Han and Dooku crew, it would work like this. Han player goes to roll dice. Dooku declares a result. Han rolls, which places the trigger for Dooku and Han's roll onto the ability queue in order of player initiative. That's what you said.
This is what me and Tim came to the conclusion in this. Me and Tim feel like the Dooku modification and the Han Solo pilot modification are both triggered after rolling dice. The problem is Dooku crew does not specify the time at which that modification happens.
I'd also like to
Not
ask,
explicitly.
if people are going to talk about Resistance, keep any spoilers out, please, because like I said, I haven't got around to watching
Yeah,
it.
no spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers, please.
I tell you what, if they start doing the ships from it,
Yeah, there's so
I
many.
love the
dude,
look of
there
the
is
ships.
some cool stuff.
There's the races are all cool.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
there's
yeah. Straight up Hot Wheels in Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's like it's amazing.
And then
Yeah.
you've got all the like random things the pirates
Yeah.
all throw together
Yeah,
into
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
uglies.
The fuglies,
So,
yeah. And then you've
it's
got
cool.
the Interceptor-esque, like
Yeah, the red
there's some
one.
cool
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
coming. And we know that FFG will be eating that up as well.
Absolutely.
Like, please, more ships.
Yeah, well this is it. To them it's like
More
yeah.
cannon
Well,
ships we can use.
even like First Order need them desperately. Like they're running out of ships. There's nothing else to put in for them.
I'd be interested to know, so for the Resistance cartoon, where the racers fit in faction-wise. Maybe, yeah. Or do we get some?
Or do we get a split? Or,
Yeah.
Interesting.
Maybe
Twin
some of-
cards, maybe.
We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, maybe there'll be dual faction like.
I don't think they're going dual faction ever again. I think they went Nim. Terrible idea. Let's not do it again.
Let's delete that.
Let's just get rid of that and
Yeah.
never do a dual faction
There's
again.
certain ships it works for, though, like the Hawk.
Yes, but different pilots.
Yeah. Oh, I like this from Sunset. No, not if it
Nope.
bumps. Oh.
It's what he's trying to do is swing round and get that rock again.
It's going back- come
I
back
will
for
have it.
I like that rock.
Another go at that
Yeah.
rock. Yeah.
But if he didn't bump, he would have got the focus and the Predator reroll and just.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
this
right
doesn't
behind him would
matter
have
at
hurt,
all.
really.
He might have the focus,
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
You can't use it.
but he might have it.
Andrew doing a great job of just tying up Zonte. Like,
Well,
the other two deal with everything else. Just let Andrew
the
tie up
pumps
Zonte.
and-
Oh, there's some dirt in there, boys.
That's out of
Oh,
Vader
Ketsu's
as well.
taking
Let's,
a bit of pain.
Oh, here he comes.
Let's
and
use the
that's-
targeting computer, shall we? And the Force.
what
Yeah.
we've got something.
All of them. All
Oh,
of
he
them.
didn't even
mate.
need the force, I think.
I think he spent either the focus he's got or the force, and that should be.
It's too painful.
Well, no, that's just the fire control switch, isn't
Come
it?
on,
Just
Jack.
change the
Jags!
Yeah.
Do you want to stop at any
There
point?
should be another crit in there.
hit crit. Oh,
You're right, Ines. It is weird. It just needs an FAQ.
Yeah, it needs to clear. Literally, boom. This is when it happens exactly.
Oh, Sunte has got a shot.
Is it?
Sunte fell.
Sneak up. Is that range
I
3?
don't think he has.
He's shooting
It's
kids. Oh, no, he's not.
No, that's
Yeah,
this is.
that's the Lambda.
He's a Kessel Lambda. I thought he had a shot. Most races.
Oh, he gets
Fireball
one.
end up in the Scum faction, maybe.
Yeah, I'd agree. Oh, nowhere. I agree.
Nowhere's also a good argument. Because they're just races.
They're just racers. We don't even know if they can leave atmosphere yet. So.
if
Yeah.
you get racers, I want a snow speeder.
Can I have pod races?
I want pod
yes.
racers.
Yes.
Oh, have you seen? It's not official, but
boss
there was
play.
someone's made a.
Yeah, with the Unreal Engine.
I've
that
played
one.
it. It's really good.
Is it?
It's
Oh,
so
dude.
pretty.
Bosk
I would
is
play
very
that.
well cloaked, as you can see from the stream.
Where's
yeah.
Boss gone?
Yeah, just gone.
Cloak. Just hit the cloak in.
Can't see him.
You joke about that, but you can actually cloak Bosk.
Yeah. Well, if you
With,
know anything about the
Sakatra?
character, he's not likely to cloak at any point.
I don't know. He's
No.
a hunter.
Yeah, but he's all about just laying down a million
Oh.
fires.
Triple evades.
Yeah. No, you had to spend a focus. Don't be rude.
Yeah, still triple evades.
Yeah. But they were not au natural.
Oh,
I think
That-
where Little Ash has
Monsters.
got,
Yeah,
Drop
okay.
a hammer.
It's if you haven't downloaded it, I'd get it before Disney puts a cease and desist on that because it's very pretty.
what on the pod racing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you encouraging people to break the law over
It's
there?
not
No,
illegal.
see, it's
It's
not
a
illegal at
fan-made
the
creation that
minute.
hasn't
Yeah.
been taken down by Disney yet.
Fair.
So if you
Important
want to
use
see
of the
very
word yet.
yes, yeah.
Well, it's much like the Vader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once
Yeah.
they decide that they can't be allowed, then I would say don't do it. But while they haven't said it's wrong, feel free to
Free
download
for
it
all.
because it is very pretty.
I want the snow speeders. Why would you want snow speeders in X-Wing?
Because
they're just
cool.
A-wings, aren't they? Essentially.
There's going to be an
No,
A-wing with.
they're
It's going to be like an
They
A.
are, they
no,
are
it's gonna
not
be like
maneuverable.
Yeah.
a Z95, isn't it? But worse.
Oh, that's a
And
lot
you
of
can't
evades.
really have a ship cheaper than a Z95. Not really.
Why? Did
There's
you-
plenty of evades there, isn't there?
There's 5 there. Yes.
Yeah, just 5.
I think where Ash has gone wrong is not shooting a lot at
And the Rock.
and the lot at Bosk. With
Yeah,
with
but Ketz was in the way. She shoot Ketz.
yeah, but with Greedo just that charge active just whacking the damage.
Jags
in
can't
there.
stop rolling evades though.
So we want harpoon missiles back
Tokay
once again.
buffet.
No, it'd be like tractor beams,
Oh no.
not actual harpoons. Because no,
But that's what harpoons were.
no,
They're
harpoons were
cables.
things I couldn't say on
No,
stream.
harpoons, no.
No. Yeah.
No, this is
that-
tow
that's
cable.
a-
It's entirely different.
Yeah. Keep
It's
harpoons
all-
gone.
Well, here's the thing that
Harpoons
ruined
were awful.
harpoons was guidance chips.
Good.
Because guidance chips was like the worst
Yeah,
card
the
in
combo.
1.0 pretty much.
Good evening, Mr. Vickery.
Plus, that I think that wasn't that the first torpedo. Oh, it was a missile, so it didn't need to spend a target lock,
Yeah.
which in 1.0 was so rare.
If a ship came with actual string, I could stick to another ship. Then
No, yeah.
that's all I'd fly.
The problem with guidance chips was that as soon as you fire a missile, right, when you fire 4 dice with target lock, you average 3. But if you can just turn the other one to a crit,
Yeah.
you're averaging 3. The difference between averaging 3 and 3 plus a crit
It's massive.
is bonkers. And they said, it's 0 points. What are you thinking, FFG? Like, I get that munitions were underplayed, but guidance chips is one of the worst cards in 1.0. And it's like no one really noticed how bad that card was. Everyone was like, TLT is rubbish, and Thrusters is rubbish. Or just like too powerful. But guidance chips was horrendous.
It's mad.
Absolutely horrendous.
It did turn that.
Could you imagine having a mod that powerful in 2.0?
It did,
How much that would be worth in 2.0 now to just turn a die to a crit? That's like 20 something points.
Yeah, it's crazy that's
At
Well,
least,
that's what they've done with
isn't it?
2.0 is remove those kind of crazy abilities to do that much damage.
But-
And in
yeah,
1.0 they were like, yeah, you can have that for no.
Yeah.
Just stick that on there. Why not? You've got a spot.
there you
Have
go.
that.
Have an
Yeah.
harpoon missile,
Yeah.
re-roll it,
Yeah.
and if you've still missed, have it.
Yeah.
Have it for free.
Yeah, it was just that card was horrendous. But it kind of got under the radar behind other. Like people would blame harpoons, but not blame the guidance chips that were making the harpoons bonkers. And chips was the only reason you could realistically trigger your own harpoons reliably.
Yeah, with the 3 dice primary.
That's
yeah.
why it was the perfect storm. Those 2 cards was just awful. They bait extra munitions is fine though.
They have.
The charge mechanic's great because then you can point it properly.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think the charge mechanic is fantastic.
Yeah,
good.
you
I
charge
really
you so much more for each upgrading points. You're not just paying 2 to go, oh, well, I've got 10 upgrades.
Yeah,
6 of them can have extra munitions all of a
One
sudden.
of, yeah, one of
I've
the
got
big
loads.
faults with 1.0 was the unlimited aspects of things, where they were just like, oh yeah, I can just keep, like the droids regenning multiple
Yeah, yeah,
times and things
yeah,
like that.
you're
It was
right.
just, it was stupid.
It wasn't. It was amazing.
Yeah. Well,
My list had 2
was
lots of
amazing.
regen in,
Yeah.
and Fenral Rebel, which was completely wholesome.
Amazingly negative. Brilliant.
It was Nora. Nora was alright.
Nora was a bit too good.
My Nora was the best.
Bosh.
What was your Nora?
Mine was
I
Dancing
agree.
Nora.
Dancing. Oh,
Oh yeah, Dancing Nora.
Engine upgrade and expert handling.
I can go
Car
well.
guitar.
What wasn't
It's
it
like-
BB-8?
BB. Oh yeah, it was BB-8 to get the barrel roll, car guitar, and so you just every turn was like,
Push
oh yeah,
limit.
I've got double focus, target lock, barrel roll boost, whatever.
It was
I'm good, mate.
ridiculous.
It's
Yeah.
so fun.
It was stupid.
I'm hoping so.
I would say low 40s.
I think, yeah.
You're not going to undercut 40.
So
Definitely. I would expect 45.
I have an issue with the arcs that I'm concerned about.
Which is?
Oh, go on then.
We were promised when a ship was remade, we'd
Yes.
get cardboard packs.
Yeah,
The
well,
arc
there's been
isn't.
no-
There's been no mention, and
Good
I've
point.
I've got 2 or 3 arcs already, and I'm buying another one. I don't want to have to buy another 2 arcs.
Do you know what though? They haven't re-released the Rebel arc.
Yeah, which is why I think we're not getting
It's
a
different
pack.
paint scheme,
It's a
Alpha.
different
But
ship.
brand
It's
new
not like
ship.
the A-wing. It was because that's the A-wing, but they're both
Yeah.
the arc
Falcon,
70.
for example.
The only way to
You are right.
fully find out is when we see the Rebel Falcon released in Wave 4,
Yeah, if we get the cardboard pack then.
and that'll
And
be
then,
the test.
no, we are. They've said in Wave 4 when we
And
get
the B-wing.
Falcon, the B-wing, the Decimator. They said in the article there will be the cardboard packs there.
But there's nothing
Well,
new.
there's
Like,
nothing
there's no
new in
pilots.
any of them that aren't already in the
Conversion kits.
In the conversion kits.
Well, then don't buy a cardboard pack.
Don't buy the pack. You don't need.
Well,
it.
totally, yeah.
Oh no! Or they said instead of the cardboard packs, they're just not putting anything new in there. Is that what they've done?
Because they're not even reprinting conversion kits anymore, are they?
I'm not sure.
Well, why would
I think they were just printing done. that was it,
yeah, they should be.
If
yeah.
you've not converted by now, it's your fault.
Yes, I agree.
You should be out there supporting your stores, everybody.
I think the 40-point arc. I think if you look at a 41,
45.
I think if you look at a 41-point U-wing, 41-point X-wing, 41-point B-wing, you're not going less than that.
No.
You're going to go 44 minimum, 43 if they're feeling especially nice to you at PS1.
I
But
don't believe there's a PS1, is there?
not that we've seen. Might be.
They've shown 2 generics. There's not been more than 2 generics in the box.
With the what have we? We've had some of the new ships have ridiculous numbers of generics in. So obviously with clones as well.
They
Clones
generally
and
have
droids, you like
a
to have.
low generic and then an EPT generic on every ship, pretty much now. That seems to be their favourite flavour. There's not many ships that have 3 generics.
It is, but the droids, they've gone really weird and gone, you can have this one that's limited 3 times, this one's
Yeah.
limited 2
I like
times.
that, though.
So do I, and we could see similar mechanics with the clones, because clones are clones.
Maybe. We haven't seen it yet, but I agree
I
with you.
don't
we could
think
do
for the clones they will. I think they'd rather go with just here's a character.
Yeah,
I think we'll get a few of that
we've
as well.
got that as
Because-
a Clone Wars reference,
And
being a fan of the Clone Wars as well, and you've got your preferred clones.
Yeah,
And I think
I like that
because
they're becoming characters.
the arcs are going to be too expensive to justify that.
Yeah.
So because the arcs are the current cheapest one is over 50 points.
No,
Isn't it?
Ipsum is 50 bang on.
Oh, it's
For
50.
a
Yeah.
3.
Oh, he went down to
But
50,
you're
yeah.
getting a PS3 there with an EPT and a pilot ability. That's actually quite good pilot ability.
What's the point of it?
But
It's old Braylon.
but it's say you had 2 of like the very base one, you wouldn't be able to fit 2 of like say a clone sergeant because that would just you maybe just squeeze them in, but you wouldn't get
I would
anything to justify.
I would
having
assume
that.
that the 3 is going to have an EPT, right? At which point I would say it's going to be based on Ipsum, it would be about 48 points.
Yeah.
And then the PS2 without is probably going to be 46. That would be my guess.
Why have you got? What? Oh, okay.
Yeah, corrected his 50-point arc to a 40-point arc. Yeah.
Have they confirmed that? Because I mean,
No. I would say 48 for the PS3, 46 for the PS2, based on the way the Rebel Arc's
Yeah.
pointed. That's my best guess.
But we've not got pilot abilities, so it could go 3 points less on
Well,
the
yeah, it could go
3-6.
another point, but
Yeah.
it's not going to be below 45.
see, the part of the reason I want the cardboard pack is because while we're able to use the models and the ships, we're not going to have enough pilot base plates.
No, you're right.
So we're going to need something.
But I want to run 4 Ox and only have 2, so I'm going to get 2 more.
I think the only way we see a below 45-point arc is if it goes 47 for the PS3, 44 for the PS2.
That's too big a drop.
But I agree. I think it would
It's too big a
go
drop.
48, 46.
Yeah, 48, 46 is my conservative estimate. So you can fit like But then you could in theory fit 4 with
You
the
can
tail
fit-
gunner.
You can fit. Well, we don't know what that is.
That's 4 points.
Oh, with a vet tail gun.
Vet tail gunner.
Yeah. So I thought you meant that new 7th Squadron gunner.
Oh yeah,
Give
yeah,
your
that's
mate an extra
interesting.
dice
Yeah,
and-
more
yeah.
dice, more good. But you could. I'm hoping you can run 4 and one of them's Wolfie. And then that'd be me sorted. 3 generics and Wolfie.
I want 2 and a Jedi, or
Yeah.
2 Jedis and one of them.
Look at the article off on your way behind. So basically, you have a charge and it doesn't recur. When you attack out the front, you may spend that charge to re-roll an attack die. And when you fire out the back, you may recover that charge to roll an extra attack die. So the only way to spend it is fire out the front. The only way to recover is fire out the back.
With veteran tail gunner.
Well, you can trigger it perfectly.
And I think in the article they
They
say
do
you can
say,
do both.
yeah, yeah.
You can go spend, recur.
I like it.
Yeah. But you need to take as many shots out of each arc. You need to be bouncing
Yeah.
which arc you're shooting from. Which I quite like. It's an interesting playstyle.
How do we know all this?
Yeah, in S I agree with you. That is a potential. You could fly 4 of them with just 2 expansions depending on the pilots you want.
Unless they do what they've done with the Shadowcaster, Ketsu, and Asajj on the same piece of cardboard.
Yes.
Genius.
Genius that was, isn't it?
Or they,
Yeah.
well,
Marketing and
They
money
might-
wise, yes.
They might not. They might do like the single ship. So in the conversion kits, you got the single ship like little packs, and they had the same pilot on both sides.
Yeah,
That was
just-
only 'cause
that
they
was
were
just
added
'cause they were
later on.
added later.
Ah,
They
okay.
threw
They were
them in.
added late.
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't expect that to be the norm.
That was the cardboard packs. They
Yeah.
were what you got from the.
Yeah, basically it is, yeah. I think it's 2 arcs.
Which
Jedi.
made no sense because it
Yeah,
was
2
like,
arcs and Jedi.
here's your
could be good
silencer
PJ.
kit with Upsilon bits in it. It's like, what?
Arcs
think
just give you a bit of meat.
I think the opposite. I think I want
Jedi
to
and
do
an arc.
2 Jedi and an arc, yeah.
Well, yeah, either way. But that's so thematic, isn't it?
Yeah, or 2 and 2. 2 arcs, 2 Jedis.
If you, yeah,
Low
fair.
PS, but if that
They'll
fits.
all be definitely under 50 points, so they'll all fit. They
Maybe
might
a
not fit with many upgrades.
maybe a Ahsoka in there. Battle meditation or something like that.
I think we're
Might
going
go
to
to
see so
fit.
many Jedis in hyperspace. They're gonna
I
be
think
everywhere.
I agree with you. I think if nothing else, just because people will be like, I want to fight the Jedi's,
Yeah, yeah.
even if they're not as amazing as we hope they are.
I
but
think the skill cap on Jedi's is going to be really high, though.
I hope so.
I hope so as well.
if you can fly Jedi's, I think that'll be amazing. I think they'll be hard to fly.
That's why I'm going to fly arcs instead.
I think if I fly
like that,
Jedi's,
right? That's about my
I might fly the one that's like the X-wing instead of the one that's like. I might chuck the
Yeah.
extra bit on there. Give me more health to mess up with.
Like, yeah, Jedi, great for the game. Not how I want to play X-Wing.
Oh, Rasta will be happy.
Nah.
Oh, totally, yeah.
He's gonna be all over it. Isn't he?
Yeah.
He's gonna love it. Back to the game.
Yes, you need the Force, man. Force is good.
Back to the game. That Lambda's getting quite close to the edge.
Yeah.
It can fit two hard turns.
There's plenty. No, but
Maybe.
it can't.
Can't
because
do
they're red.
it can't do 2 hard turns.
bloody
They're
hell.
red.
Stupid ship.
Hard 2-1 bank, it's fine. Calling it now.
Or
But it's only got
on
4 health.
4 health, so it doesn't matter.
And the Suntier and Vader are both on 1.
Scum has no good Force options.
You got more.
Then you're in the wrong faction in S.
You got Maul. And you
What
can
you
put
need
it
to
on
be
the
doing
Sarge.
is you need to be flying a better faction.
You just don't like Scum, do
They're
you?
terrible.
Scum's the one faction I don't fly, so but that doesn't make
I've
me
not
biased.
seen you fly
you
in.
know. I did occasionally.
I've seen you fly.
I've not actually flown for a story yet at all.
They don't have a U-wing or a Veni though.
Well, this is why I don't fly very often, because my favourite ships are all the good guys. But I'm getting separatists as well,
Are
just
you?
because more ships, more good.
I'm
mate.
just sticking to.
I'm getting both.
Oh.
So I'll have all factions apart from Scum.
Vader's have some more.
Yeah, but Force crew is so good.
The Imperial Force crew are amazing.
Yeah, but Kanan crew for Rebels as well. Kanan crew is really good.
Only in your random, put all the ghosts in the world into one list.
Nah, Kanan crew is actually pretty good. I like Kanan crew.
Actually, a really good K turn from Jags there.
Loves that kid.
Completely
That
out of all arcs.
5K is bonkers.
Might even have arcs.
Just dare invaders come near him. I don't know what way the side arc's pointing, but
Doesn't matter. You got your
it'd
big front arc
it'd be
point
in
now.
one of those directions.
I mean, he's got great coverage there.
More than
Jack,
Sabine is
but
perfect, yeah.
Loving it.
More crew on Sabine or Asajj is really good. You don't have to convince me, PJ. I fly Veni with Ray Gunner.
Yeah,
It's
for the same
exactly
reason.
The same,
Yeah,
but better.
because you can turn the blank as well.
Well, no, because I'm not Scum.
And you can, if you have, you can use your focus and turn the blank.
Exactly. I can turn a blank, PJ. Can you turn a blank? Oh, that sloop is dangerous.
That's very nice sloop. But range 1.
Oh,
Baskets is good.
Range 1, you're stressed.
he's
Boss
going to get
sat there.
focus though.
Boss lost his shields now though, and Greedo will be active. Remember.
Scum is a miscellaneous faction.
Plus, Scum is not exactly underrepresented.
They must have finished short on force. Just,
I think we're due an
play
article
more
today or
interesting
tomorrow.
factions, everybody. Put the Scum down.
FFG finally unleashed the Legion Krennic article this afternoon.
How long have you
Been a
Krennic in
long
How long have you been
time
waiting for that
waiting
one?
for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Finally.
Do we stand here amidst his achievement?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Excellent. That's what I like to hear.
There's a thing with Legion where
Oh, after
if
burners.
there's an image on an upgrade card, you can pretty much guarantee that that is going to come later. So when there was a picture on Tenacity of Wookiees, you were like, oh, we're going to get Wookiees. And
Oh,
they came.
okay, yeah.
And then there was another card and it had the Tauntaun on. Someone was like, oh, we're going to get Tauntauns. They've just spoiled them. They're
How
going
about
to
you
come.
getting them now?
One of Krennic's cards got the Death Star on it. Someone's like, yeah, Death Star!
maybe like artillery or something.
Jack's
But
like
yeah.
disco ball over the table or something. That on turn 6, you just like nuke.
Yeah. Yeah, just nuke, call it a draw.
Yeah, that's it. Game. You got 6 turns. Well, you've only got 6 turns anyway, but yeah, if you bring the
I
Death
wouldn't
Star.
put Venny on the board. He's terrible. He's the worst.
But I miss anything exciting. I don't know if you mean our conversation or the game.
Venny's
but
great.
I don't think there's been either.
Everyone should fly Venny.
I was going to today,
Yeah,
but
you should. Well, you should have told me, mate.
the world is out of A-wings, and
Yeah, it
I don't
really
have any
is.
yet.
I've got a Venny list ready to go in my box.
Did you get your A-wing, Ash?
I've got one to get. Yeah, it's in the box. It's
I
fine.
heard that Mr. Rastamaze can't get any A-wings.
Is that the right?
I saw him flying
He does
5.
have at
once,
least
so-
4.
Oh yeah,
or 5.
but he bought them straight off the
I know he
day.
did, I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
And then everyone else realised they were quite good. And
They are really
Well,
good.
Scum definitely are floaters.
Well, you had an interesting point about the A-wings earlier, Ryan. I thought.
Shh, keep that quiet.
Why?
Because I don't want people to hate the A-Wing.
I thought Scum
they
did
get-
have a Hondo card.
What shot?
I thought Scum did have a Hondo card.
I don't believe Honda's in the
They
game.
did in 1.0, didn't they?
Not in 1.0, but I was sure I'd seen a Hondo. Yeah.
No.
Honda's not a thing.
Come on, Ryan. What
Uh,
was your point about
well,
A-wings?
There was a Hondo card in 1.0.
Here's the thing, right? I'm going to describe a ship. I want you to tell me if it's a positive or a negative ship.
Okay.
So,
What?
it's got the best style in the game.
Positive or negative play experience?
It can
right
double
Uh,
reposition every turn, and it's equipped with a turret,
Maybe not.
so it can always shoot you.
Sounds like the worst play experience of my life.
Exactly, but that's an A-Wing.
But that is a resistance A-wing. and
I thought you were on
everyone
about
loves them.
Venny.
Oh, Venny's.
No.
I didn't say it could launch bombs, but,
Ten
but my
blues.
point is the A-Wing is like a stealth turret, which generally people find quite negative. But because it looks like an A-Wing, people don't care.
I know, but like you say,
Okay.
10 blues. So it's silence a good blue.
More than silencer.
It's the
right?
best style in
And
the
then
game.
rear arc as well.
Best
It's like,
style.
what?
Best style.
Yeah.
Arced. As you said, double reposition.
Double reposition with a stealthy turret. Everything about it sounds negative until you go, oh, it's an A-Wing, by the way. And then everyone goes, that's cool!
Yeah. Resistance A-wing. Which did in the film
Nothing.
It flew around a bit and
Absolutely.
got blown up in a hangar.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Tally did her
yeah.
best. She was heroic.
She was.
Yeah,
heroic.
she was
She sat in the
heroic.
cockpit
She
and
is
everything.
She had some lines.
She survived.
She looked
anyway.
worried.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I love the A-Wing. To fly it, I find it really fun. And to fly against it, I find it really fun. I just find that aspect of it a bit funny.
I think it's it's a
Those
really
things are
strong
true
ship.
about it, which on paper you would suggest are
Yeah,
negative.
that if I gave you all those greens and then said it's got the turret as well, you'd be like, that's
yeah, you
ridiculous.
can barrel, you can barrel boost and fire a turret, mate. How do you find that?
Yeah.
But
right.
but you go, oh, it's an A-Wing. That's
Oh,
fine
that's
then.
cool.
Free pass.
Because it explodes.
Yeah. Well, it
Yeah.
depends on the pilot.
They don't explode that easily at all.
But it's
You only got to have one whiff.
Yeah,
it's
got it.
interesting the difference that rear arc makes.
Yes. Oh, totally. Yeah.
It's huge.
It is so big.
Well, yeah. I mean, so flying Rasta with when he was running the 5 initially with Chewie, was it 4 with Chewie?
Forward.
Forward.
And
Chewie.
they'd all come forwards, Chewie behind them, and then they go past you, or you get past them, and you'd be like, yes.
Yeah, safe.
And they go, rear arc.
Yeah.
Bam, 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 bam.
yeah.
Not
Not
K
just that.
turning. Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
Shooting you.
But I'll take a modification first, please, sir.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I'll use one of my
Yeah.
10 blues to just go anywhere anyway.
Yeah, now I'm gone. Who cares about Hondo? He's a
he's
really,
great.
Well, yeah, he wasn't.
really
I've just
uninteresting
Googled it.
character.
He's the smuggler from.
He must have been in something else, like Armada or Legion or something.
Yes, he's
Imperial
definitely
Assaults?
he is in Imperial Assault.
That'll be what I've seen him in then. It's like, I know I've seen him in one of these.
Yeah. I've got the model.
That's my point to Heaven Wars. A-Wings look cool, so they're allowed to have mechanics
It's
with
also
with
because
normally
they're
negative.
only to attack, and if turret,
Yeah.
it's only one turret, and only for half.
Oh, dude, you know
Health.
what he's in,
Full
don't
health.
you? He's in Destiny. He's dual faction,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I don't know. I don't pay
In
attention
neutral.
to Destiny.
That's because he doesn't even know what
he's
faction.
a grey in
He's
Destiny.
grey in Destiny. That's why I knew I'd seen his face.
There's a little bit of lag switching it over to this.
Quite a bit of lag on
It's
Twitch.
restreamed. Don't worry about it. Just
But
follow
it's
Twitch chat.
coming up. It should,
Because they can't see Twitch.
yeah, but they
Can
can
they
see
go
the
to
chat.
Oh, fair, yeah, true.
This.
Ignore that.
They can see the actual chat.
You're very true.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's all good, boys.
Actually, while it's quiet, I'm gonna pimp the stream a
Oh.
bit. Oh, thank you all.
Thank
Frick.
you all, Frick. Much appreciated.
Oh, frick.
That's perfectly convenient
Sir.
timing.
Yeah.
So I put it in like our commentary thing, but I don't know whether it's been put onto stream at all yet.
No, I don't believe they've been aware of your deal, Arfon.
So I've got a challenge for the stream, a sort of challenge. It's basically I want your money. If we can get the Weekend Warlord stream to 70 subscribers, I will be releasing a video for everyone showing how I make my very appreciated fudge. And it is very easy. Anyone can do it. If you don't mind burning your arms a little bit. But
Buying a lot of sugar.
it is, yeah, 2 or 3 kinds of sugar.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, no, if we can get enough subscribers, I will have a video made. John's going to edit it. We'll have some music on
it'll
it.
be
It'll
amazing.
be,
Yeah.
it'll be step by step. This is how you make fudge in a pan on your oven.
This is the fudge that fuels Weekend Warlords X-Wing tournament, isn't it?
Oh, it's only on special
Only on
ones.
special occasions.
Yeah, it's a treat.
It's true. Because otherwise I'd be
Yeah.
way fatter than I already am.
Yeah. You've got to hit that chocolate orange one again. That was.
Well, I was thinking of doing the orange one because it's
Yeah.
just an additional step. So
Yeah, I like that
You
one.
still sure that one bag's going to fit?
Yeah.
loads of space.
Space is infinite.
Yes.
Of course
that's
it's
very
gonna fit.
true. That's
Me
very
and
true.
Num, it'd be fine.
Hey, it works.
No, when it's got nobody not. Oh, for it gifted a sub to Ines.
Oh, for wants a
Legend.
fudge.
Oh, for it wants the fudge
It's
video.
the fudge
So
recipes.
I know I'll be making some for the Warlords tournament in April.
Yeah, we must.
So if I can record that, and
Yeah.
so it'll be ready to go.
And people should know that I believe there's tickets available. I haven't checked, but I'm
The
guessing
best
there
be,
is.
because I need one and I'm
I'm
off
gonna
work
say-
for
and
once.
and try to remember that April is our 4th birthday.
Yeah, which is
So
why I need
it's a
to.
Yeah.
big deal.
I'll be here even if I'm not.
There'll be there's a mystery coming in. There's going to be some treats I'll be making.
Oh, for it's got a surprise for us all. I still don't know what it is.
Yeah, he did say he's got
Going to be
surprise.
2
I
pack
don't think
days.
even
Gonna be
John
good
knows
times.
what it is.
No, John has been told. No one knows.
Ulfric's just doing it. He's gone all in. Thank you, Ulfric.
Yeah.
There will be a stream both days as usual. I don't
Okay.
know who's commentating. At least one of us will be there because I always drop in if no one else wants
I'm
to.
hoping it's Twilight Dances, but you know.
Yeah, that just
That'd be
even
cool.
if it's just a hologram.
Yeah. I'm alright with that. Yeah. Twilight Dances.
I was going to bring a giveaway for tonight on the stream, but forgot.
Oh,
I've got a Disneyland exclusive Star Wars item
Have you now?
that I was going to donate.
And what is it?
That's a secret, isn't it?
I'll do it next week then.
I've got a couple of them. My brother got me them from Disneyland for Christmas and my birthday, and there's a few little ones left. I'm like, I don't need them. But,
I may
Sounds
need
like
them.
giveaway.
I may need them. I may have to go over and.
one of them's the, I don't know if you've seen it, the Resistance, the Red Bull Needs You Hoth poster. It's got 3 snow speeders like zooming around,
Sick.
and it's so cool.
More giveaways,
Um,
more good.
That's been framed and put on the wall, and it's like, staying there forever. And he's like, yeah, you can only get that at Disney.
There was a Disney Park exclusive. I don't know if it was last year or the year before.
There
and it
appears
was
to be some fire
a
from David.
Bluetooth comms. Do you know the comms
Nice,
from A
yeah.
New Hope? was a Bluetooth device of one of those that worked with your phone. Oh,
Oh,
it
I
is
want
so
that so
bad.
bad,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, mine's not as excited as that.
Yeah. I often troll eBay looking for them.
Sometimes, yeah, they ran really like rare disc excuses as well, like with some
Oof,
of the
boss
pops
is
and
taking
other
a
figures
pound,
you
yeah.
get. Yeah. Finally, they've started using Greedo against Bosk
Yeah, that's
because his crits are really piling up now. Direct, panicked, damaged.
There should have been another crit though, because there was only one crit and it was Vader with a target lock against Greedo.
Yes, I think they've missed a few
I think they missed the Greedo.
opportunities. Yeah.
There we go. Is a dodge.
It's all good. He's an ace. Oh, where's
Nah.
Sunty disappear?
So this is where it starts to unravel a little bit.
The worst ginger.
Yeah. It's
You mean Jax?
no, he means Lewis.
Lewis with ham.
With
Lewis is
Ham
bold.
at
But he is again.
the Element Regional, not
He
regional.
is a stealth
Hyperspace
ginger.
Trials.
He tries to hide it with the
By
motor.
shaving it.
He did
But,
very
winner.
well. And if anyone watched that last game,
It was amazing.
amazing. Flew
He's a-
so well.
He's a reasonable X-wing
Yeah.
player.
He
Turns
really
out
is.
he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he really does.
Against
He's all right.
Venny, Bastion, and Lulo. That was a hard match. And he
And I
flew
watched
it
his game
so
against Ray.
well. Oh, Ray in the 2As.
Yeah.
Ray Ray. David Prowse signed picture. That's pretty cool.
See, I've got them all hyped up now. Mine's nowhere near as excited as after this.
That's cool though.
I've got a set of candles.
Have you got some of them stinky candles?
I got them from the
Approximately
raffle.
4 of them.
Yeah.
One of them I got from was the worst thing. It's like, oh, it got us all. It got me and my brother. It's a Darth Vader tin with what we think had mints inside. We
Yeah.
opened them and they're all shaped like Darth Vader, really cool, and they're black. Oh, black, that's a bit weird. For a mint, start eating it. It's a licorice flavour.
Oh.
So disappointing. So now I just have a tin of like licorice / soap flavoured Darth Vaders that I've never touched.
Nice.
The tin's really cool. And the fact you got Darth Vader sweets.
Well, that's all that matters, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
There
we go.
It is.
Off
There
the
you go,
board.
C1 bank. It's fine.
Loads of space.
No.
Loads of space. See, it's fine.
Yeah. The infinite of space.
It's Morano, then you know.
Yeah, be back on next turn.
Just retreated. So we've
No
got
problem,
Vader
boys.
on 3.
Vader's got this.
They don't want one.
Vader on 3 ships.
Oh.
Full health. Andrew. Vader could, to be fair,
You'll-
has a chance to do
you'll kill
this.
boss this
If he
turn.
kill boss this
Unless
turn,
boss kills himself.
I
on
mean,
the rock.
survive.
Bosk is rocked, maybe. Bosk could kill himself.
so if boss, well, it depends.
What crits
Suicide
has
by
he got?
Bosk. All of them.
Direct panicked damage sensor, so nothing that affects the rock.
Boom!
Dead. Boom. Dead Bosk on the rock. So Vader on 2.
The lander just shot him from extreme range.
Oh, I think Andrew.
That was the Death Star.
It's all
Yeah.
Andrew. He's going to finish Vader off.
Yeah, Andrew's got this.
Is
Easy.
that really the only shipment of damage? Yes,
It
he's a
is
stealth
indeed.
ace, Tam Wars.
It's just been
You
hiding.
cannot handle.
Is this
he
another
K-turning
5K?
again? That
No.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's a straight.
Psych.
he has only used straight templates to move that ship the whole game.
Yeah, I don't
It
think he's
has
moved out of that
literally
lane,
gone
has
up
it?
and down.
No. He can't fit the 5K anymore, though.
No.
No, it'd be,
No,
hard
it'd
to
be a
down.
3-turn. They'll be fine with that. Is Vader going to hit that rock again?
No, he's getting different.
Ash!
Oh, come on!
Ash!
You're on 1 health, Ash.
Why?
Why?
It's fine, you can afterburn us.
I was kidding about the rock.
Oh, I'd have had the other half
It's
of
a
the pack.
Talon row.
So it's a Talon roll.
Across the
How I won't.
Across the rock.
There it is.
Indeed.
It's got
And
pop.
that's the end of the game, everybody.
No, he saw it.
I will.
Oh!
He knew it was there.
He
He
used
saw
the force
it.
change with
He
it.
did use the force.
Yeah,
Count
he used
Dooku, crit.
He's going to afterburners because
Oh,
madness.
yeah, look.
Whoosh.
Good way to get away from Andrew.
I mean, he's just going to hit that rock next time now.
You don't care.
I'm a bit concerned about Vader.
So that's 3 times his aces have hit that same rock.
He's really got to
If-
kill Ketsu.
If I was Vader here, I'd have pushed off afterburners.
He can't. He's stressed.
Can you not?
No.
Oh, that's a shame. I thought if you'd done an action.
Stop cheating.
You
You
could-
keep cheating.
I don't ever
Stage.
do it. I always ask. I was really disappointed.
No, you did it earlier. I caught you.
Yeah,
Come
no,
on,
I
is
asked
that-
you
is
as I
that-
did it.
Takes one.
Takes one.
I was,
Trying to pattern analyse it.
yeah, I was really
A
disappointed.
slam.
I couldn't pattern analyse a slam.
Everybody. I caught Josh
you not?
cheating.
No, apparently not.
Why not?
Because it
Because
says in
the
the rules.
Fun.
Because
Because-
the reason behind
The
it.
law.
No, I literally have no
Yeah,
idea.
the reason behind it is you haven't completed the manoeuvre, so you've not got a manoeuvre to set your slam from.
You can only slam in the perform action step.
Yeah, it says apparently, which was
Like
boring.
1.0.
Because they did a really nice
You can only
manoeuvre.
slam after you've actually done a manoeuvre
With
to slam
kneeing.
from.
I talon rolled onto a debris, stripped that stress, talon, and then went off. Hard free slam into someone else's face, and was like,
Can't
"Oh,
just-
this is amazing."
Can't just
But-
slam whenever you want. There are rules.
Got told off for it. Couldn't do it. Ruined my life.
Yeah, you got killed for it.
Well, yeah, about 10
Pretty
turns
much.
later.
Oh, for gifting more
Ulfric
subs.
really wants fudge.
Well, there will be
7
fudge
gifts
on
for
the weekend.
Unbelievable.
So there will
On
at least be some
fire.
brought down.
Thank you, Ulfric.
It's very
You're a
much
good man.
appreciated.
And a bits donation as well.
With
Throwing
your
his
sub,
bits around the
later,
chat.
we'll be nearly be on 50. With your sub later, we'll be on 50 subs. You could be the 50th sub.
I think by the time I get home, someone will have picked it.
How many subs do we need to do it?
So you wanted
70.
70.
70. Off. You're a bit pricey.
No,
aren't
he
you?
is, isn't he?
It's
Yeah.
good fudge.
It's good fudge.
Fair, I'll let you off.
And I've got a special one for 100.
Oh.
Oh.
I'm thinking we might release something at 100.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
But I'll go into that see if we get to this one
Stu
first.
True.
Thank you, Stu
Followers,
True.
Thank you, Stu.
I had
there we go.
a cheeky.
Oh, Vader.
Release
Vader, you
on
need to
Saturday
stop,
night.
right? Vader.
Vader, just stop it. You've not bumped.
I think Ash has
You've
been
hit
there
the
for me.
rock.
Ash is desperate to die, everybody. Thank you for the follow,
Can't
Stu.
kill me if I kill myself.
You
on
won.
13th minute. This
I'll
is
take
it.
myself down here, is what Vader's saying.
Stu, are you coming to the tournaments this, for April at Warlords? Let me know, boy. Because he was here for the last ones. It was his first
Which
Warlords.
Oh, I wasn't
Stu
here.
True is he's from the
Blank
Leicester team.
again.
He's an all-star.
The
Yes.
All-Scars.
I vaguely remember him.
In Tabletop Tyrant. in Leicester.
And he gets attracted
Yeah,
to
thank you, Stu.
Barrel roll him
It's
onto
good to have
another
you on,
rock.
sir.
Alright, you're just not going to take that opportunity. But fine.
Yes, if you get the opportunity to play X-Wing in Leicester, All-Scars.
Tabletop Tyrants. Yeah.
Tabletop Tyrants, cool bunch of guys. Look at that for an average roll from Jags.
And
One
he's
of
gone.
And he's gone.
Boom.
Yeah,
Right.
Game.
The all-stars are always welcome at Warlords. Me and John, before we set up Weekend Warlords, were regulars there. We are both
Really?
Leicester All-Stars.
And Dice Devils.
And Dice Devils, we are indeed, yeah. We do quite. Me and John used to get around, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we
Yeah, I
used to
never
play
made it
all
to
over the
Leicester
place.
because it was just, as a non-driver, it was a bit of a pain in the arse to get to
The All-Stars are
All-Stars.
the top guys. We used to play a lot of 40k over there, and that was before X-Wing was like a thing over in Leicester. I did, in fact, talk to Tabletop Tyrant before we had Weekend Warlords and asked them to order in the kits for X-Wing, and they refused, and they told me that the game would never take off. I offered to run it for them and everything, and they said no.
But
Yeah.
they're bought in now.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
To be
well,
fair,
'cause
the
look
game
what
hasn't
X-Wing
really
is.
caught
That,
on,
I'm
has it?
talking. That's wave 1 we're talking.
Yeah.
You know,
long
this
time
was
ago.
like when the game started,
To be
and I
fair,
went to everywhere going, "Come on, let's play this game," and everyone was like, "No, shut up, Ash."
I never played the store game until the release launch thing for Imdar Alpha with the Zed and the Ewing. That was my first in-store
so exactly
game.
the same. So House of Heroes.
That was it.
I approached them as well to run X-Wing, and they would not buy in the kits. I have to pay and run the event, and they still refused.
That makes no sense.
I think we might
You got
know
someone literally doing the work and the
I know,
money.
yeah, but they just thought that it just wouldn't work because X-Wing wasn't popular.
What do we think, guys? Do we know someone that could paint up your other Jedi Starfighters into all the other paint schemes, not just Anakin's?
I know a
No
guy.
idea.
I think I know a guy. Do you know a guy?
He's doing some
No,
good
I
work.
don't know that guy.
I heard he
don't know
loves
that guy
Jedi as
at
well.
all.
No. So sorry, guys. We thought we could help you, but we don't know anyone that can paint. So
No, we've got no painters. for
Well
you.
done.
so here's Jags.
It turns out,
he won.
Eh?
if your opponent hits enough rocks, your Shadowcaster can be anything.
Yes!
I'm totally reliant upon people flying. The
That
thing is,
rock
though,
was
I
your
like-
best ship.
I like your forward,
Okay.
K,
Forward,
K.
K.
Forward K.
It was like you were flying a
Right.
Defender.
There was a pan.
Out there.
Yeah. We just watched it
works.
go across the board. It was a bit
Oh,
like-
turn there.
We did go, oh, he can't 5k now. He was like, we would start 3.
Oh, look.
Yeah.
Now you can K down that side of the board
Yeah, I can see
instead.
that. And then Vader just parks in front of me, and I'm like,
Thank you.
okay.
Yeah.
Thing is, though, his Vader was on 1 health, and he deliberately went for about 2 rolls.
Yeah,
we
we
saw.
know.
That guy's got balls of steel. I mean, that is pure
Well, the rock
stones.
that was dead centre took
Everyone.
one off Vader, one off Frontier. It was like, that is Jag's best shit.
Yeah. But having said that, though,
Did Ash place that rock as well, not you?
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Congratulations,
Actually, no,
Stu
the centre might have been.
Thank you all, Frick.
The centre might have been mine, actually.
Oh, really?
'Cause I tend
Oh,
to go centre.
Yeah, me.
But
The Star Wing
how
swarms out.
terrifying was that Zed?
Yeah.
He ran
Well,
away
just
from
say-
that Zed.
Andrew Shoelacker, don't mess with him.
Do not mess with that Zed.
Yeah.
That Zed's. I mean, the thing
Where
is,
did
I
they
came
come
up with
from?
that
Gold
list
Squadron.
How'd you
because
get them?
I wanted to run
He's
some
subscribed to Gold Squadron.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so
Dude, it was wicked.
for example, anyone subscribed to here can use the Weekend Warlords thing in any stream they do.
Oh,
Yes,
I don't
yes,
use
you
it. I
do.
don't use enough Twitch to know this.
So that.
Yeah, so you can see that
Ulfric
Ulfric is a Warlord subscriber
Wicked.
and a
Yeah,
Gold
yeah,
Squadron.
dude, no,
And,
no.
this guy.
I think the only reason Andrew Shoelacker was in your list as well was because you didn't have a tugboat with you, right?
Sorry. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you
Hello,
came
it's
last
the
week.
brave man himself.
Oh,
Ash,
Kay's
come in,
showing up
talk
as
on
well.
stream. I'm just gonna dodge out, let you guys chat.
Please explain.
Thank you
your
very
love
much,
affair
X-Wing
with the Santa
Tavern
Rock.
Wars.
Thanks, Tavern Wars. Love
Either
you.
you or Stu True are our 50th subscriber, so thank you very much.
So, Ash,
Hello there.
X-Wing is a game that involves asteroids.
Some games more than others.
Some games more than others, certainly.
This game had a premium. I would
did.
say.
But I think what you did see was a trial of the new asteroids, the magnetic ones.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Thai friendly one.
Yeah, the Thai friendly asteroids. But it was a good game, though.
2 were intentional, 2 were not. That's all I'm going
Was
to
it
say.
2 just trying to get round?
Yeah.
The first 2 weren't, I'm guessing.
It's been a week or so since I played, so my distance judging's a little bit out. That's my excuse.
That's
There we
fair.
go.
Yeah,
Just
but
out there
try
straight away.
judging 5Ks with large base ships. That's
You go
hate
a
I will be
long
seeing
way.
scimitars.
Yeah.
What I used to do with that is set a rock up,
Oh, distance.
distance,
Five,
so you
yeah,
know
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
A distance 7, so you're like, I
I'm
can do it.
not that cheap.
I know.
So that last hard turn in was: do I K? Do I turn in?
You would have
Okay,
fitted,
what do I
yeah.
turn?
You'd have been off.
I'm turning in.
Andy F would like to know what sort of little box you use, Ash, to store your ships in.
Oh, home bargains.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's home bargains.
Just any plastic compartment box will do.
Yeah, yeah.
You can get them anywhere.
I used to turn
Yeah.
up to 40k games with a box, literally a bucket of Tyranids. So,
Well, that's what you get,
literally, it's
that's
got
fine.
a bucket of
Yeah,
nits.
but with plastic nids, that's just
Yeah.
that's just standard almost.
That's how you
Why-
customise
Why
them.
bother?
Bucket of nits.
I mean, that's how you transport them, and that's how you roll the dice for their attacks.
Yeah,
Same bucket.
anywhere like Home Bargains, Wilkinson's,
Yeah.
they'll have like
Cheap
fishing
little
tackle
one-pound
boxes,
shops. Yeah.
fishing tackle
Haberdashery
boxes.
boxes,
They'll just
little
put
tool
on
bits
If only
boxes.
just to use the word haberdashery.
Yes.
Because it's such an awesome word.
I've got a larger tool case though that I got from Stanley Tool Store.
Very much like midwifery, which is an awesome
bigger
word.
one.
Yeah.
So
I like the ones with little compartments, one for each you token. I've got one of them.
Oh yeah, the little compartment box.
Big Ash sorted me out with that.
Very good.
So.
Yeah, I've got a fishing box for my epic ships, which don't see
Fishing
play.
box.
What's that?
It's a fishing tackle box, but I've got an archery and bits box for carrying lots of small ships.
You have an archery tube for your mat as well, don't you? Or is-
Yeah.
I've got glass display cabinets at home as well for ship repaints and like larger things that I don't bother to.
Fancy.
But you actually care
Very
about it a
nice.
bit more.
Yeah, I actually care about. Yeah, and if
So-
it's painted.
Who's next on stream?
I think it's me. And
Half on
someone.
James.
And a fun!
Half on Hannah's
Rich
versus Rich
Cancel.
Cancel.
Yeah.
Cancel. Do it.
Oh, well, I'm here. Actually, I can give you my list.
Yes.
Probably good.
Let's
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that. We'll add on the list.
Transition us to
Oh,
the
are
we-
splash screen, please, Josh.
Are we miking on, or are we going to take a brief?
We'll give everyone a brief. We'll take 10 minutes, guys, to set up. 5-10 minutes. Go and grab a cup of tea.
Yeah, I did hear someone either
A
joke.
large hypoxic rifle case.
Oh,
Now
I-
that is
I
interesting.
did someone joke or like genuinely do it. Uses a violin case
I use
Yeah.
a pistol case for my Hordes army.
And a camera case
Oh
for your
my
ghost.
God.
Yes.
Yes, a
The camera case for his
is
ghost.
Hey, it's a perfect fit for my Ghost in the Stand.
Yeah.
Simeon, it doesn't matter what he played at Worlds, he won it. So if he pinball,
Therefore, he wins.
maybe
Simeon
he
can do
won
what he
because
wants.
what Worlds we're truly playing is pinball rather than X-wing, and that's where we went wrong.
Yeah.
So
Right, so guys, we will
take
be back in about 10 minutes. We'll leave the stream on, don't go anywhere. Go and grab a cup of tea, a bite to eat, whatever you fancy, and we'll back to you with another fantastic game
clever,
that we will
sir.
ignore
I
as
like
well.
it.
and remember, prepare your dad jokes because Jags will be in here, and you've got to make him laugh.
Yeah, we need
I
the
do
best,
like that one.
best dad jokes, guys.
Get them prepped. We don't
I
mind if you
believe
use
in you
Google.
all. See you guys in a bit.
Push it better.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to round 2 of Fly Casual this evening.
We've got faces.
We have got faces this time.
Kind of.
Oh, you've got a face.
I've got a
Face.
face.
There's a face.
I told you to squeeze in, man. There's
Can't-
loads of room.
I'm like sitting on you now, though.
I know, but that's fine. I don't mind.
I
I
mind.
don't mind.
It's nothing that
guys.
hasn't
I don't
happened.
mind.
Nothing hasn't happened.
It's
before.
all
It's
good.
true. It's a regular occurrence.
Thank you for coming and joining us. Hello, Laszlo. Laszlo's in.
Laszlo's in.
Good to
Laszlo
see you,
has
sir.
joined us.
Are you here at the weekend, Laszlo? Not this weekend, but next weekend, obviously, at the store. Please let me know.
To everyone that's joined us in the break, welcome. I think.
Yes.
Yeah. We have got
And
a
also,
few.
This is...
we've switched out. Me and Arfon.
You have.
You
You've
have.
traded.
So Arfon is
Yeah.
now on the table.
Yes, indeed.
I've
got,
come in after my astounding victory.
5 in a row now.
5 in a row. Well, five, just
Yeah.
5-0 on stream.
You're a bit good at X-Wing, Jake.
I don't know about that. I
don't know.
I would like to say that it's something about the quality of my opponents and their luck.
Well, you've not played me on stream.
For
yet,
example,
to be
no,
fair.
I haven't. For example, I played Tim earlier and got absolutely hammered.
You did get
Yeah, but Tim's rubbish.
And then I played Rich, who's playing Arfon now, with the list which I ran on stream and won. I did pretty well with it.
Yeah.
And then I ran it again on stream, and I guess everyone saw that. And yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course you can't. Yeah, Laszlo is actually in Hungary, which is a fairly good excuse, Laszlo. I'll let you off.
I think it's nearly a valid reason for not being at Warlords.
But he'll be there for SOS. Are we all excited for SOS?
Which one's SOS?
System open.
I'm going System Open, no. Why would I go System
Jack
Open?
don't travel.
No, I don't travel.
You're going, ain't you, Josh?
No, I won't work.
Oh, also,
If I'm off, I'll
is
go.
it hyperspace as well?
No,
the
extended
first
one
day's
day.
extended.
After the second day, if you don't make the cut, if you make the cut, it's all extended.
Yeah, you just got to fly really well on. If you fly really well on Saturday, Sunday is extended. If you don't, it isn't. So I'm taking a hyperspace list, everybody.
So this is
I wouldn't. But then I'm not. The only thing I'm possibly going to is the team one.
oh yeah, the UKTC.
Oh, UKTC, yeah. We've got to make we've got to decide who's in the commentary.
Yeah, exactly,
Because
that's the thing.
Tim's
If-
too good for the commentary.
Yeah, Tim's too good.
Apparently.
And also, if Arfon is doing his top
Yeah,
top
Arthur might be
boys.
double booked. We don't know.
So it kind of depends. I think I have that weekend off, so I
Yeah.
will be available if necessary. But I guess
we'll
we're
see.
just going
We'll
to
see.
have to
We'll
talk
sort something out. Me and Steve are
to
up
be
for it.
please.
We just need a third wheel.
Well, this is it. Is it going to be Arfon? Is it going to be me?
We might have to have a game on a Tuesday to
You
decide.
can have a
maybe.
Tuesday stream game.
Winner.
or-
Well, no, loser joins the team.
I say we want
yeah.
the worst people, don't we? Because otherwise,
people.
we won't want to show people up.
No.
So yeah, so I'm now back here, ready to defend my list vociferously.
Well,
Because
it's
apparently someone was hammering it.
just Greedo. I was hammering Greedo
Why?
because PS4. I thought you were vulnerable to them PS6s that never shot you.
That was not my call.
No, not at all.
If he was being smart, I mean, the thing is, yeah, okay, it means that if they do shoot you, you're going to be taking one crit instead of a hit.
Yeah.
He's got 3 shields,
And
so
9
that
chances
mitigates the
for-
first couple of turns of shooting, generally, from aces. I mean, he rolled some ridiculous things with Vader. Like, 4 out of hand. There's not much you can do about that. But it means that it's not shooting at the Shadowcaster and it's not shooting at Undry. So,
I have an item in my list.
and he's
something
got
like that.
3 shields and 9 hulls, so he can take a bit of a pounding. I don't really mind it. And if you're taking that hit, you're still going to be handing out a shot, which you can turn one hit to a crit to then get the extra hits for boss. So I felt that it's a sacrifice in a way, but it's.
It might be worth the.
I think I got as much out of it as I did from
You
suffering
took
from
it. Yeah.
So
Probably.
on something, I wouldn't put it on the Shadowcaster, even if you could, because he doesn't got a gunner slot. But because he's a lot more, he's only got two shields and 8 hulls. So he's a lot more fragile. I wouldn't put it on every ship if it's got a gunner slot by any stretch.
No, we were saying possibly like Han at PS6 would be a really good choice.
Possibly, yeah.
But I got ruined by it when I got blinded.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't mind taking, because it's a tank. It'll take the pounding and still hand out some crits and do extra damage over the top because of Bosk's ability. So, I mean, the same thing with putting marksmanship on it.
Have you two just left me to be on the camera? Look.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
We're still here.
I was comfy. So yeah,
I'm joined
No,
by 2
I agree,
ghosts.
I
this
agree
evening,
with
everybody.
I agree with marksmanship to get that extra.
yeah.
crit,
It's 1 point. I ain't going to spend it on anything else, and if it can get an extra crit in there,
which is extra hit on boss.
which is an extra hit on Bosk, or if you're doing Greedo as well, you're sacrificing one for extra hits, but you're also getting the crit from marksmanship. You're pushing through a crit because they're not going to have enough dice to deal with it.
More crits, more good, Jack.
Yeah, so I felt
I
that
get it.
Greedo for 1 point and marksmanship for 1 point was worth the sacrifice you might be taking in terms of crits going the other way.
Absolutely.
So I didn't really have much of an issue with it.
I suppose the argument is why not?
I think
Well, yeah.
we do need to big thank you to Ulfric again.
Yeah, thank you all for gifting another sub.
Yet another sub.
He's
Like,
very generous.
he is the world's.
unstoppable at the moment.
while we're on-
Almost a little bit too generous.
Should we?
While we're on generosity,
Should we make an
shall we?
announcement though, Jack?
Yeah, I suppose we should, really. I mean, it does
got
involve
some,
being unnecessarily nice to our listenership. Which
It does. We've got.
I'm not a nice guy, so it's hard. It's hard
We've
for
got
me.
a giveaway tonight, guys.
Yes, we have a present.
We do
We
indeed.
didn't. We
And it
forgot.
is-
So I didn't know about because
Well,
generally
no,
we
we always do them second round. Second round
Yes,
is
it's
fine.
generally a second round thing. I mean, it could have been something that we could have been doing from the beginning, but I don't think it really matters because it's just going to carry on from now. So
from now.
clean slate.
We showed this little beauty last week.
We did.
You and Steve showed it, I believe.
We
Jack.
did. Yeah, we did. We flashed that
And,
around like we had something special.
Star Wars LCG.
Shush. It doesn't matter about where it's come from. It's
But
the
I mean,
image.
it doesn't even really not exist anymore. It's gone.
No, but it's
Well,
the right
kind of,
size for like Destiny
Yeah,
or
it's Destiny on
any or Keyforge or whatever.
And
game
it's
you want.
Slash. It's just an awesome map.
The artwork is incredible.
Pretty.
But I was more getting at the fact that the game doesn't even exist anymore, so you're definitely not getting any more made like
No,
that.
this is
That's true. When was this? Is it 2015? This one?
2015
yeah,
summer,
yeah.
yeah.
2015. Very beautiful. If you want the look of 2015, and you would like to get your hands on this mat, at the end of this game, when the timer hits 0,
Ooh, nice.
whoever is the top cheerer
Top cheerer.
in the chat on Twitch
Which
We'll get
which will take into account
this
cheers
mat
you've already given.
It will.
that I have licked. No, I haven't done that.
No, that would be.
I
think
but
Steve
they'll
might have
get
been
this
a
mat
bit
that I
tempted to do
am
anything worse, but-
rubbing on my non-existent beard.
Like I say, it's been well kept until recently.
It's been delightfully well kept.
Since
For just such a special occasion.
If you would like this very used mat,
lightly used.
you need to outcheer Ulfric.
One careful
Twitch.
owner.
Ulfric has thrown the gauntlet down already in the first
Yes.
game. He didn't even know
Didn't even know and
that
just went
giveaway was happening.
straight in there.
Well, that's almost better.
And already cheered. Thank you, Ulfric.
It's a
Because
beautiful map.
what he thought was doing was just cheering to give us,
Yeah.
respect,
Respect
and all that kind of stuff.
show
And
us
then he might
appreciation.
actually gain something from it.
Exactly.
He might. He might.
And
Boom,
gain something
surprising you for contest.
awesome. Are they actually playing a game yet?
They have moved, so the timer is running.
Yeah, ships
Lordy,
are moving,
lordy.
things are happening. Anyway, moving on.
So
What would you guys like to talk about? Is there anything
Well,
in
we've
the
had
game
the first dad
you'd like
joke,
to talk about?
I think.
Dad joke.
I don't know if
I
it's a dad
think
joke
it's
or
a dad
not.
joke
Is that a
or
dad
it's
joke?
true, and I'm not sure.
I'm not sure where I stand.
Yeah,
Well, either which way,
it's not made you laugh.
it's not made me laugh. No.
Not made Jags laugh.
So-
That's
I don't know if it was a
That's an
joke
0-1
or
to
a
Jags
threat
there.
to steal the map.
That is a dad joke, not a dad jag joke.
Yeah,
we need a Jag joke, everybody.
What do you get if you combine a rhetorical question with a joke?
That disappointed me.
I quite like that one, Alfred. Gotta be honest. No.
No, dad joke. Harsh.
Kim coming, guys.
Harsh,
Kim coming.
harsh
You've still got
judge here,
71
guys.
minutes to crack him.
That's it. I mean, and I'm going to keep it honest. If it makes me laugh, it will make me
Yeah,
laugh
yeah.
because it'll be a genuine response. But
To be honest, I think we should have made the giveaway your first laugh.
First laugh,
But
but
I've done it now.
well, that could have been random,
It could have been so random.
and we'd end up having to give it to myself
Maybe.
because I'm that funny. I
or
make
just
myself laugh.
never give it away.
Oh yeah, it'd be just mine.
Yeah, we keep it.
Just stay here
it'll-
for long.
It'll roll over to next week when we get both mats out.
My pressure.
Oh, Paul, that is
That is dark.
that's a
Right,
dark.
I'm not laughing at other people's reactions
No.
though.
No.
I often wanted to drown my troubles, but I can't get my wife to go. My dad told me. I mean, this is a bit weird actually. My dad told me a very similar joke, which involved pushing your wife down with a pole. It was very odd.
Stu. Oh, Stu, that's a good one.
Oh, I'm not doing it fast. I can't read this fast enough.
I told my wife she drew her eyebrows on too high. She looked surprised.
Oh yeah.
No, I like that one.
What is England's most common owl?
The tea towel.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, yeah. I just read the T and I was like, I'm not sure we're allowed to say that. One. What is the most often incorrectly quoted line in all of Star Wars? I love you, I love you. Is that a joke or just a statement?
That's a joke.
I don't get it.
Because people say that all the time when they're not quoting Star Wars. But it's an incorrect Star Wars quote. That's the punchline.
Because she says I know.
Yeah,
He
she
says I
does.
know. Or he says I know.
He does.
Yeah.
He does, she does.
I'm gonna get a drink back.
Yeah, okay, you do that.
Okay.
I was out in the park the other day wondering
I'll let you
why
know
a
if he
frisbee
laughs.
was getting bigger and bigger, and then it hit me. It's a perspective
It's a
joke.
classic.
It's
dad
a
joke, that
clever
is.
perspective joke.
It is clever.
But it leaves me cold.
Come on, guys, we've got to up our game.
There's dad jokes flying around.
Oh, here we go then, James.
I just want to say it's a bit more than just dad joke. Though. It's a bit more of a noticeable life difference. I mean, you know.
Clean, yeah?
Well, yeah, it's clean. I've
Come
just
on,
been,
come on,
I've
get
been
on the
thinking to myself, you
camera.
know, I've got a kid on the way, you know. It's times like this.
Deliberate to the people.
It's just times like this. You look back on all those friends, you know, you've lost along the way. And I think maybe a job as a tour guide was probably the wrong idea.
Yeah, you can leave, man.
Thanks, internet.
Gee.
Oh,
What's
dear.
worse is the fact that he's been saying that he's had this joke and he's been building up and building up and building up. And
He has
like
been
that.
building up quite a bit tonight. And
Oh.
didn't get the laugh we're craving.
No, and I don't think this is PG. Are we allowed in non-PG jokes nowadays?
It's a yellow card from me, Paul.
Ugh.
It didn't make Jags laugh.
Which one?
James.
None of it.
I don't even know what
anybody
the joke
else.
was.
It's not worth repeating.
No, it's not worth repeating.
Have they even
Yeah,
shot?
fair.
Have they rolled dice yet?
No, they're
No,
just
why
moving
would
slowly.
they?
We've got an interesting setup from Rich going on.
I like it.
I do. It looks like it would
cool.
be an aggressive joust.
Yeah. That's what rebels like to do.
All the time.
Four-ship rebels, aggressive jousts. It's all good.
I like the 4-ship rebel, 5-ship rebel type thing where you have a B-wing with tractor beam and just absolutely ruin people.
I really thought you were going to say.
Really unaggressive.
I like the 4-ship or 5-ship rebel thing where they're all Y-wings. That's genuinely what I thought. I thought that was going to be a punchline there. Today my son asked, can I have a bookmark? And I burst into tears. 11 years old and he still doesn't know my name is Brian. Like it. Jags didn't like it.
Don't get me wrong. I do appreciate these jokes in so much that I recognise the fact that they are jokes and some people find them funny.
I find them funny.
I just no. I think animal testing is a terrible idea. They get all nervous and give the wrong answers.
You know some speaking animals, that's quite impressive.
Well, this is what I'm wondering. Exactly why are we torturing Roland Rat?
Danger Mouse,
Danger Mouse? Yeah. Any other anthropomorphic?
Basil Brush.
Basil Brush. Boom! Boom!
He's getting tortured anyway.
Oh,
like,
who is it?
There's a hand there somewhere, so...
I don't know.
I can't remember. There is a member of the X-Wing team who, when he starts to laugh and stuff like that, just reminds me of Basil Brush. And I can't remember who it is. It's either Dave or George. I can't remember which one it is. But every time I hear them laugh, I just expect the boom boom at the end of it. Personal thing, I don't know.
After dinner, my wife asked me if I could clear the table. I needed a run-up, but I made it.
So what about that crazy weather we've been having?
That's been a bit weird.
Yes, it has. It's this wind.
Wind.
See, I've got this theory, and I've had this theory since I've been a very, very young boy. I don't mind any one particular type of weather. I don't mind rain, I don't mind snow, I don't mind blazing hot sunshine. Well, I do mind blazing hot sunshine, but that's a different point.
That's
That's
due
the
to your,
ginger thing.
gingerness, yeah.
All that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
However, factor in wind, and every single one of them becomes pretty much intolerable.
Oh, yeah, fair.
Rain with wind, horrible. Snow with wind, horrible. It just makes everything worse. And
Fair.
at the moment, we have had pretty crazy wind.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
I think
Yeah,
it's what
sorry
I've been
about
eating. I think it's what I've been eating, but...
that's when you said that jokes. Hey! But yeah, it's just
I
wind.
got like a slight laugh from you there.
It wasn't a laugh.
For you, it's a laugh.
But it's about, yeah, well, yeah, true. And also,
I'll take it. I'm in the lead, everybody.
Closest we've got.
What's
Calling
red
it.
smells like blue paint?
Also, I would like to point out we have had dice rolled.
have we?
Yeah, Porkins hurt himself.
Yeah, go Porkins.
He focused into a boost, activated his ability, and lost a shield for
and
it.
twatted him.
So, as you were,
Brilliant.
everybody,
Absolutely brilliant.
Porkins is off the mark.
What a winner.
I believe Porkins.
Nora's been interesting. To say Nora wants to be range 1. She's right at the back.
There's no rush. Porkins is busy killing himself.
But I say, yeah, just leave it to Rich and he'll finish it off himself.
Secret Service isn't allowed to get down when the president anymore. Get down anymore when the president's about to be attacked. Now they have to yell Donald Duck. I'm pretty sure we had that one last week.
I'm pretty sure we had that last week. There has been a bit of a
Rings a
thing
bell.
about repeating jokes,
Well, it's just poor form.
Just minus points, that does.
regurgitating. It's. I mean, the thing is, I guess if it's not you repeating your own joke, you might have heard it somewhere,
Maybe.
and then
Not
repeated it, but not
realise it's
realise it
here,
was actually
yeah.
off the stream. So I kind of get that a little bit, but
We need better, everybody.
if
Come on.
you're telling the same joke every week.
Oh, here comes Nora.
Dun da 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 dun da da da.
She's on the way.
Dun, da, 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 da. I
She'll
thought
be
she was
there
in the K
in
wing.
a few turns.
Nora is an arc.
Arc
An arc
or
or
a
Y.
Y-wing.
Arc or not?
Oh, where's that one? I think
Two cannibals eating a clown. One says to the other, "Does this taste funny to you?" I don't think we had that last week, but it is one I've heard before.
I don't think we had that last week either.
Didn't we? I think there was a cannibal joke last week.
I think there's been a cannibal joke.
I, think there's I don't know
Yeah,
if
probably.
cannibals are a laughing matter.
Hello.
With a
Hello,
nice
Darth. Do you know who Darth
Chianti.
Cerador is?
No.
Who
See,
is
I
Darth
know
Cerador?
who Darth
Who is Darth Cerador?
Darth Cerador is Simran
I
of
do know.
High Space Trial in Preston thing.
Oh,
He's
oh,
quite good at
Harlequins.
X-wing.
Yeah, he's quite good.
Is, is that a thing?
Yeah.
Bit.
Hello, Simran, by the way.
Being
Good to see you
good.
in, sir.
Being good at
Thanks for
X-Wing.
joining us.
Is that a
Yeah.
thing?
He's won one of them hyperspace things.
Some people are, and I'm very happy for those people and not at all bitter. Yeah.
Yeah. Waves furiously.
Yeah, you got to wave furious.
So is that
Furious wave.
energetic waving?
This is the Tim wave.
Or is he just kind
No,
of
it's
being
without the camera.
really,
Yeah.
What's one of them?
being
Yeah.
really angry waving?
Oh, like
Furiously.
Yeah.
Like, I'm angry at the world, but I will say hi to you, but I don't want to.
No. Thank you, Simran.
I don't know. I don't know.
Shanice grinds his coffee with his own teeth and boils them with his rage.
See, someone's been listening. Someone listened to the fact
Yeah,
that I
you
said
do
I
like Chuck
prefer
Norris
Chuck Norris jokes. I actually find Chuck Norris jokes funny. It's not the best Chuck Norris one. There are better
There
Chuck
are-
Norrises out there, and you will probably get a laugh if you actually
you
pull
find a
out
good
one of the good ones.
There you go. See, unless you're on something, we need the best Chuck Norris joke
Chuck Norris
you've
jokes.
got.
I don't know what it is about them. It doesn't make sense
Just
to me
get
because I don't even like Chuck Norris's films or all that kind of stuff. But there is just something about Chuck Norris jokes.
That's a lot of hits. It's just the stupidity of
Oh,
it.
there's some fire in those,
Ooh.
isn't there? I think that's Braylon.
Ooh.
And to be fair, he did have focus and rerolls.
So is that his-
it's not
Oh.
Chuck Norris jokes in my blood? Yes, Ines.
So he's going to bring them all out.
Bring
But
in
had-
your best.
but-
Sadly, I had to be going.
Oh,
no!
Oh, that's
You were the chosen one.
that's teasing though.
That
It's
is
like,
so teasing.
have a Chuck Norris joke. I'm born and raised in Texas. I've got Chuck Norris jokes in my blood. But
I'm off by.
No.
How do you stop a mole digging up your garden? Hide the spade.
Shoot it with a gun.
That's also a solution.
I've heard the
That's
actual
not
way
where
you do
the
it
joke was
is
going.
you find where the last hole the mole went, like came from, and you cover that hole, and you put O's in the other hole, and it can't go anywhere. That's what a man in Africa told me.
So basically, what you're saying is that you're basically saying to get rid of moles, you drown them.
Unfortunately, so.
That's pretty much.
Or he told me another way where you trap by fends and it comes out and you hit it. It's like whack-a-mole, but it was...
But literally whack-a-mole.
yeah, literally.
Actually
Actual
whack-a-mole.
whack-a-mole.
Oh, Jack's on fire.
I was in Zambia and they had a mole problem and they said that's how they got rid of them.
So okay. Wow. Why were you in Zambia?
We were doing I went on a trip with my school doing one of these
Oh,
go
right.
and build a library in Zambia. type
Oh
things,
right, yeah. Did you hear about the school in one of those that area? Is either Zambia or Gambia or one of those lot? A school which was built by
One of those
volunteers and
volunteerisms,
all that
yeah.
kind of stuff. Collapsed.
Oh dear.
Don't laugh. The entire school was in it when it
Oh,
collapsed.
God, not good.
And it's like,
That's not happening again, is it? Like you can go and fill it with books or something.
see
but you
what I
can't
mean.
do it.
it's like don't get me wrong. I mean, I appreciate the whole, going to less fortunate places and trying to help out and all this.
But
kind
you got
of
to make
stuff.
sure you do know.
But the thing is, though, these guys are like pure volunteers, they're not necessarily builders.
Yeah.
And they're building working.
Oh no! So
structures
we
and stuff.
didn't we fixed up and decorated and filled it with the library of books and stuff. We didn't.
Well, yeah,
we
that's
didn't
fair.
build the
But
architectural structure.
apparently, this school was literally built from the ground up from
For
volunteers.
people who've never built before.
And you got. I'm not saying that everyone who went isn't experienced, and I'm sure there were like an engineer or someone like that on the team. But you're dealing with guys who have no idea what they're doing. And the first time they've ever built anything in their life, and it's a working
It's a working
structure.
school that's
It's got kids in it, and you're like,
it's not always a good thing.
it's a hard one
I
for me
don't
to
see
kind of.
how that could possibly go wrong.
Are you totally on board?
Totally on board.
Let's do it.
So we've
got
had a
some
few
Chuck Norris
jokes. We
jokes.
have.
we?
Yeah. Noah was the only man notified before Chuck Norris relieved himself in the Atlantic Ocean.
The opening scene of the movie Saving Private Ryan is loosely based on games of dodgeball. Chuck Norris played in second grade. Chuck Norris once urinated into a truck's petrol tank. That truck is now known as Optimus Prime. There we go. You've got him.
Adam,
Adam,
we have a winner.
Adam, buy it on YouTube. You
I like
win
that one.
with Optimus
Thank you,
Prime.
Adam. That is a genuine. I'm not taking the mick, by the way, Adam. That is a
That
genuine
was
achievement
pure laugh from Jack. None
because
of
you
us have got it.
actually got it.
Sometimes I like to crash down, put my arms around my knees, and vent it forwards until I overbalance. Anyway, that's how I roll. Oh, okay. It kind of helps when you read the second line. I was
Yeah,
just like,
that's-
why are you telling me this?
Punchlines are good like that.
Why are you telling me this? Chuck Norris eats steak for every single meal, but most time he forgets to kill the cow. Yeah. Chuck Norris once visited Virgin Islands, they're now known as the Islands. Like that one.
We found
It's crazy. I don't know what it is about Chuck Norris jokes, but
Excellent
they're
work,
awesome.
Batman.
What was one of my favourites?
It's genuinely like.
Yeah, it's just
It's
tickles me.
the stupidity of
Yeah,
them that I
it's
find,
pure
yeah.
stupid. I mean, it's like stuff like when Chuck Norris goes for blood tests. He doesn't ask for a syringe. He asks for a bullet in a bucket.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. He's just
Stupid.
Chuck Norris.
Yeah,
It
right.
really is better than winning the
Adam,
Virgin.
you are a veteran of the chat, sir.
It's like
That's all that matters.
why can't you find Chuck Norris on Google? Google doesn't find Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris finds Google.
Yeah. I enjoy this last joke, but
Yeah.
Why does Edward Woodward have so many D's in his name? Because if he didn't, he'd be Ewa Woowa. I've heard that one before, but it's just the fact you're saying Ewa Woowa.
Yeah.
it's a bit like the what you call a fish with no eyes, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the same principle.
I might actually call my kid Ewa Woowa.
Iwa-woo-wa.
Ewa.
Ewa Woowa Jagger.
Nice. Well,
Or even better, Ewa Woowa D Jagger. As if to mock him and his lack of D's.
lack of these. Yeah. I actually want to bet with my mate, but he won't keep it. His name's James Bacon, and I want to bet with him once that he needs to name his firstborn child Egan. So the child will be called Egan Bacon.
Bacon.
But
Or just accidentally misspell Egan.
misspelled it. Yeah,
Or
just
something like that.
Egan Bacon, but I doubt he'll do it.
In the words of Julius Caesar, Veni Vidi Vici Chuck Norris, translation I coined, I saw, and I was roundhouse kicked in the face by Chuck Norris. Yeah, the roundhouse kick ones I don't find quite so good. There's some good ones, but it's the more kind of just
like
completely
second
random.
tier. of
yeah, just
Chuck
the
Norris
entity that is Chuck Norris.
jokes. And the B tier joke.
It's just there's just this sublime silliness to Chuck Norris jokes.
There are, yeah, I
And
agree with you.
it's amazing. I mean, I think there's one about how he made the Grand Canyon. It's just funny.
Yes, that
Yeah,
fish joke is a brilliant joke,
It's a classic.
and your son has good taste.
He does, Kay.
What
He really
ship
does.
would Chuck Norris fly? What in X-wing?
A fang fighter.
He wouldn't need a ship.
He would just be.
He
Chuck
would
Norris,
just be in
wouldn't he?
space, roundhouse kicking ships off the table. It would just be Chuck Norris in
I also
space.
think a fang fighter that's just got infinite health and just blows everyone up. It hits the hardest, doesn't it? Fen.
Well, Fen. Well, I don't know because
But he gets 6 dice.
yeah, but Fen at range band 1 gets 6 dice. Tanamain Cobra at range 1 with a proton rocket gets 6 dice.
Fen gets 5.
5, sorry. So yeah, so Tanamain in theory, can hit harder
Oh.
than.
Well, no, you just fire an advanced proton torpedo with FemWow.
That's 5 dice.
Yeah, add 1.
Yeah, add 1 with the proton torpedo.
Just when attacking,
is
isn't
Fen
it?
primary or not?
No,
Because
Fen's
Talon
when
Bra-
attacking.
Because
I'm
Talonbrain
pulling rank here,
is
boys.
just attacking. I don't know about Fen.
FemWow.
Fen, wow.
In the sheathpede? No,
yeah,
in
in the
the
sheathpede,
fire.
definitely.
When you attack, or use
Oh.
all form attack, see?
6 dice.
Advanced proton, 6 dice shot, mate. And turn a hit to a crit. Boom.
Is there any way to get more than 6 dice? Did we work this out?
Yeah,
Apparently
you can
there
be
is a
Hera.
way- There is a way to get.
So
Hera
if
can get
you're
7,
right,
yeah.
if you're Hera, you've got 4 attack, right?
Yep.
You then trick shot for 5,
Yep.
range 1 for 6,
Yep.
Janos for 7.
What's channels?
Take a stress to give someone else extra dice.
Oh right, yeah. I think that's for max though, isn't it? 7. Don't think
7
anyone can
dice.
push
Is
to
there
8.
anything I can add to that?
Can you push to 8?
No, not that I can think of.
Can anyone find me an extra attack die? I'm at 7. I believe it's
Can
7.
anyone
I
beat
think
7
7
attack?
There
is
are
the
other
max.
ways to get 7 because if you're Wolf Warrow with a damage card, you're basically a ghost
Yes.
because you're just full primary. So you can be Wolf Warrow with a damage card, range 1 trick shot with Jam.
That's the biggest increase
As well.
possibly.
Biggest increase.
Yeah, it's probably the
well,
biggest
no,
jump.
no. Well, you can also
You've
be.
Plus.
More than doubled, yeah.
Well, Bland can increase by the same amount.
Yes.
2 to 6.
2 to 6, but can't get 7.
No, you can't get 7.
Well, not quite.
Not quite. But when you fire 6 dice with the Z95,
The Z95.
It's quite funny.
oh, X-Wing is a lot of fun at that point. I'll be honest.
So the thing is though, you gotta look at your opponent and go, you let me do this.
yeah, basically.
This is a Z.
It's a Z95, it's PS4, and you parked in front
But
of
having
it.
said that though, I spent
Yeah, Muppet.
an entire game chasing Darth Vader around the table with a with a Z, with nothing on it apart from Lone Wolf, which he used once.
I want to fly Bland again. Bland's amazing.
That is funny. I don't mind Zeds. I think they have their place. I think they're better than oh here we go 6 Psych Sock, whatever you want to call it.
Zeds are cool.
I think they're kind of useful. I once one-shotted Vader with a 6 dice blount shot. It was glorious. Yeah, it would.
I've one-shot Luke Skywalker, but that was with a bigger gun.
What you did one shot with Hera, didn't you? One shot Luke Skywalker with Hera.
I killed
Yeah, Tim Marsden.
Tim Marsden.
You know that brilliant
That
player
guy.
X-Wing, right?
that guy.
Super Luke,
He
99-point
parked
Luke.
100-point Super Luke in front of my ghost at range 1 through a debris, and then died for it.
Yeah.
Just one shot.
It was
Boom.
glorious.
I
I lost a shield.
nice. This is 1.0, admittedly, but I one-shotted Poe without taking a shield off it.
Oh, which combination did you use?
No combination. I just dropped a proton bomb out of the bum of a decimator, which triggered, hit Poe with the one where you roll a dice, take another crit.
Yeah.
Rolled a crit, took a direct hit, 3
Dead.
damage, dead, didn't lose a shield. Hilarious.
Brutal.
Ash did not appreciate it.
I bet.
Because
Well,
there's
you
this
shouldn't
thing,
have taken
there's
the bomb,
this
though,
there's
should you?
this thing that me and Ash do is that we used to do it a lot when 1.0 was still running, and what we would do is we would get hold of the newer ships and we would just play against each other. I would come in early on my day off or whatever, and we would just try out the new stuff against each other. I played him when he first got the K. He used the K once. I one-shotted it. Never used it again.
How do you one-shot a K-Wing?
I just rinsed it.
9 dice Nora, mate.
Yeah, 9 dice
You
Nora
can
was an
actually
actual...
fly
No worry.
9 dice in 1.0.
Yeah, but I didn't do that.
No, not
and
many
then
did.
when he ran Poe, one-shot it with a proton bomb without taking the shield off it. And it's just like this thing about new ships that Ash would get really excited about, and then would get really really broken about because I'd just take him off the table before he did anything with him. Funnily enough, that kind of stopped happening, and then he got all like precious about stuff.
Yeah.
But I just don't. It's very hard to one-shot stuff in 2.0, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
why the
I've
Hera
done
boot
it
com was
to...
quite
There's bits and pieces. I mean, like for example, if you get a good proton torp shot against an A-wing and they blank out,
An A-Wing or a TIE fighter.
you
yeah.
can do it.
Doing it to a 3 or
But-
4 health ship is not that unusual. I've done it to A-wings a few times. I've done it to TIE fighters. Yeah, I've done it to you a few times.
Yeah, TIE fighters at 3 health and just
But
relying
doing
on 3
it to a 6 health X-wing was.
is
I was surprised.
it's tough. 'Cause
But I was rolling 6 attack dice.
you are rolling 6 attack dice, but they're also rolling 2 defense dice, which
yeah,
have to blank
with
out.
Luke.
force.
With
Well, no, he
force
rolled
and-
3 because it was through debris.
Oh yeah, even better.
And still died.
And it obviously, it can happen, but I think it's a lot rarer than in 1.0 where you could literally just one-shot something off a table.
I don't think it was
per
range
Yeah.
1. I think you were only rolling 5 dice and you got a double damage and did it.
No, I had 6 dice, so it was 3 hits, 3 crits.
turn.
He took all 3 crits on the whole. He dodged 1.
That's just not on.
Yeah.
Bit of a car crash.
Not on!
It was brutal. Wedge toss one cuts a fuel leak into direct. Yeah. We've all been there,
Brutal.
mate. The torps are brutal.
Absolutely.
I think
The crits are brutal.
Any kind of trigger into another card or crit is horrible.
I
'cause you
think
can get horrible
overall,
things like that.
generally, the 2.0 damage deck is slightly more friendly than the 1.0 damage deck.
I think it's a little bit more forgiving
but
overall.
it peaks higher.
But there are times when if you
Yeah.
get crit chains,
Ooh.
it can mess you
Yeah,
up.
these hull
properly.
breaches, double damage, fuel
Yeah.
They're
leaks.
brutal.
Bam, 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 10 damage dead.
Yeah.
I
think the peak is
you
way
can. You can crit out a ship quite easy, which is why.
Well, I did that to Josh last week.
I mean,
Sorry, Josh.
which is why I think
So many
15
crits.
damage cards.
You had a
yeah.
double hull breach, and it's like,
Yeah.
when are you ever going to clear that? There's no
Never.
way.
It's like it's like why I find the Imperialist with Rexler and the Advanced and the other card, ship which I can't remember off the top of my head, which can flip existing damage cards.
Oh, yeah, Rexler, yeah.
This is Rexler.
No, it's not Marek. It's the other TIE advance.
Yeah, one of the TIE advances.
Yeah, one of the Advanced TIE advances.
Zertic?
And there's a Strom, possibly. Yeah.
Zertic Throm.
And then there's another one which can either
Chano.
flip another.
Can do something else
card,
with
you can
them,
do something
yeah.
else.
Ah, Krennic.
And then you give stuff.
Yes.
More
the
Krennic, more good.
missiles, which can flip damage cards. Not cluster. The other one. Concussion. So you can flip damage card with concussion, and then all of a sudden you're just doing a couple of damage to ships, and then you're just flipping them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think with the current damage deck, I don't think that mechanic has actually been really fully utilised.
No, because it's. Well, it was a bit early on. You saw it quite a bit of Thane, and that's drifted away.
But I think because you can take
Stain's
those
not very good.
in a list.
Well, is he not very good?
Because he's not Wedge or Luke.
Well, comparatively, it's
true, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's true. Also,
yeah, you-
Paul, I had
talking
that
stuff.
happen to me in version 1. I wasn't playing against Paul, I was
You
playing
went
against somebody
fine,
else,
Vinny, that's
right?
why.
I used to fly double BSF
That was brutal.
in 1.0, and I had that genuine happen to me. A ship died, one of my bombers died. It was with an arc as well, so double BSF and an arc. I lost a bomber, it didn't shoot or drop a bomb, because I was against PS12 torpedoes, PS11 torpedoes. The Vader Inquisitor torpedo spam nonsense, right? And I won the game. I was so happy.
Was there a hand gesture which you kind of felt was necessary at the end of
No,
the game?
I had to still be a nice opponent, but oh
No,
my,
no,
inside, I
Someone,
was just
someone
loving
running
it.
that kind of torp spam. No, I would have been.
Yeah, it was Imperial Alpha Strike, and yeah, he just fired 3 harpoons at my bomber, removed it, and then I beat him.
You see, the thing is, I never.
well
this will probably tell you something about how I was feeling about 1.0 near the end of it. I never played against harpoon missiles.
Yeah, you were like done with
That's 'cause you just
so
didn't
done,
play.
weren't you?
Because by that point I was done with 1.0.
Or if you were
Yeah,
playing,
it
it was
was-
really like
it was
really
tough.
for fun
against random lists.
Yeah,
with
random lists.
people,
And I was
yeah.
running random lists, and as soon as anyone put certain things on the table, I just want to play because I knew for a fact that I wasn't going to enjoy the game.
Yeah.
And I never played against harpoon missiles because all I was ever hearing was about how
just
broken,
negative.
how
Well, as we
broken harpoons
discussed,
were.
It was
the guidance
chips. It was chips.
yeah.
Chips are what? If you just have homing missiles without chips, then home missiles aren't that bad.
Because you're still relying on the dice.
You're still
Harpoons,
relying
yeah,
on
it's
the dice,
and you got to reroll what's it. And
But
Just being able
4
to change
dice
one.
with a target lock, you kind of there's like a 45% that the chances there's a crit in there somewhere.
Yeah.
It's still gonna happen. But when you have chips and you know you're getting the crit,
Yeah.
that's the point at which it becomes like,
Why?
There's
What's-
no way you can stop that.
So when people say how I miss harpoon missiles, I get that it
That's
was
because
a
he fired a lot of harpoon missiles.
it was a
and
it was a
he is
thing.
Very dirty.
I get that, but for me, I'm very glad I never played against harpoon
Yeah.
missiles.
Harpoon missiles for me.
Because I think I would have got upset.
The thing that was frustrating was the sort of lists I flew that were slow and stuck together. There was nothing you could do.
Just
about home
brutalised it,
missiles,
yeah.
right? And the kind of frustration I had is no one goes, "Oh wow, you played really well with those harpoons." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, that was a game. Harpoons were
Well,
interesting."
the thing
cool,
is,
whatever, move on.
it's very
no one
much.
goes, "Yeah, wow, well played. You fired all those harpoons at PS11. Good job, mate."
It's like my not dislike, I guess. It's just it's not an experience which I enjoy. It's the whole point and click lists,
That's what that was.
and it's kind of come
Triple
across-
jumps was the same.
Triple jumps. I mean, even now with the Drea hammer, I'm just not interested in.
Drea Hammer does evoke it a little bit, but it's not exactly.
It's not anywhere near as bad.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It's nowhere near as
Wow,
bad.
Just wait. I think it might be.
But,
yeah. See a bit more of it.
I think
You can play around it.
It's hard to.
Don't think it
like
wins
the
smoke.
like the 5 Y wings.
Lists like that.
It hasn't
right?
won anything.
Right, here's the
It's
thing.
not won anything big.
And here's my argument against playing a Drea Swarm, and here's my argument against playing a Y-Wing Swarm, right? If you're out there, and you're taking
Listen up.
Y-Wings to hyperspace trials, stop. And here's my argument
You're
why.
bringing double fire sprays to
No,
get
no, no.
there.
Yeah.
No, not that. But you will not win. Because your list is so inflexible, right?
Oh,
that it
yeah.
flies in one way. And any player who's at these tournaments worth their salt has a strategy to beat you. They have already worked out
Yeah,
and they know
'cause they're expecting
exactly
it
what
and
to
then
do.
Because
right?
they know that list is going to be.
Or they've read Phil GC's article. One of the two.
I know that you have to
Take your
4K or Talon roll and throw some protons
Yeah,
at
you
you.
make some choice
and then
based on what they do. But the reason he can make that article is because that list plays in one way and has one strategy, and that is it. So when a list plays like that and it only has one play style, you can build an effective strategy against it, and you can beat pretty much everyone in the room who's using it. So you are never going to get all the way to the final and win the game.
I think that's what we
You're going to do well. Don't get me wrong. People take that list. You're generally going to do like 4-2, 5-1, quite easily, right? And fair enough.
Depending on what you get
But
pulled
you are
against.
not going to win the tournament.
Depending on what you get pulls against.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, for example, the list I ran on the stream would probably struggle because it doesn't have a manoeuvrability to get around those.
I agree with you,
those
Simon.
wise.
Not aim for it. Yeah.
But any kind of ace list, quit list, they just won't be anywhere near you
Yeah.
until,
No.
until you're out of their arc. And
I think Simran's got a point there. They are aiming for. They're not aiming for the win.
They're
But
aiming
you
for
won't, you
goodies.
won't get it.
well,
is my
yeah,
point. You
but-
because someone like Simran will turn up, and then just make a mess.
Fire
of it.
Vader and a mini
because
swarm and
because
ruin
Simran
life,
knows
yeah.
how to play X-wing.
Exactly. I think that's why we see
You'll
some
beat the
weird
average
wins.
players with the decent lists, right? You'll beat someone like me who has an okay list and they're an okay player, and then fair enough, and that's why you'll do well, because you'll beat the average players with the average
Yeah.
stuff. But you will never beat the top players with that. With a list like that, you will never beat, a Lewis Witham, a Simran. But you're not going to win every game against it. My point is that it will be a list that you have targeted and worked out a strategy for.
Yeah, there are ways to beat it and fly around it, and I don't know, Neon with
It's
a
like-
static discharge
that depends-
veins. I like that's
Well,
just
the thing is-
Neon with discharge veins was genius. I love that in
It's like
Phil
anything which relies on the double tap, just get out of primary.
or range
Range
three.
three.
Range
Range
three,
three's how you
range
beat
three
it.
or out of primary.
But,
and it
double
doesn't-
tap's gone.
But the thing is,
doesn't
I'm
matter.
not good enough to do that. But someone like Simran is.
Well, it depends.
And
again,
someone like
depends on- it
Simran will
depends on
be
your
there
list,
at a
though.
big tournament.
Because if
So-
you're running double bomber, you're going to struggle to get out of range band 3.
Well, this is the thing. If I'm flying Venny, I have to joust you, and I
Yeah.
will be flying Venny because I'm wed to that ship. And this is my point. If you're flying four or five Y-wings, Y-wings, and you play me at a tournament, you'll probably beat me, but you won't beat Simran unless you're that person at that tournament he's on about.
Yeah.
But
I think it'd be quite funny though to go up against that kind of list with lots and lots and lots of
it's a hard game.
trash sim bombers. With like,
Well, the Y-wings don't care about trash sim because they've got shields.
well,
The TIE swarms get ruined.
Yeah.
I do
Proton
really mean
bomb
things
TIE
to
swarms,
TIE
they're like,
swarms, right? They hate it. But Doddy's right. Once your ion just screwed, that's what you have to avoid. As long as you avoid the ion,
Which is what the
and you
discharge
play
veins I thought was
damage, you
brilliant.
win. Yeah, discharge veins is absolute genius. That is Phil. If you're ever watching this, I doubt it, but to put discharge veins on near numb is Absolutely brilliant.
Near num?
So when you're
So-
ioned or near num, when you get stress,
Yep.
if there's a ship in your arc at range
No,
one,
when you get an eye on.
no, what's near num? He said. Near num when you
How
get
do you know
stress.
near num?
If there's a ship in your
I
arc
don't
at
know
range,
red or red. I don't know red.
when you get if a ship in your arc at range one,
Yep.
when you get stress, you can remove that stress. Static discharge
Yeah.
vein says when you get ioned,
Yep.
you may give that ion to a ship at range one
Yeah.
and take a stress yourself.
Yeah.
So if you're in arc, you get ioned, you go have the ion. I'll have a stress. Clear the stress.
Yep. And you can dump all the ion that comes into you on that one wiring.
On that
in
one
front of you.
wiring that's in front of you.
So if they're running ion turrets,
Yeah. Just throw it back up.
you just
I agree, Tad Wars. I think the SF's a great generic platform. I don't think Quick Draw's there really, but the generics are. The chassis is really good. Doddy, that's an interesting argument. I believe you should.
It's
And
each individual. Yeah.
The reason I say that you should, and this is not definite, but the
This is
thing that's
your
convinced
opinion.
me and a few other people in the team, I believe Tim agrees with me, and Nick Bond does as well. I'm not saying we're the arbiters, but I'm saying like the rules people in the team. We've all had this conversation, and in the rules, it says when you get a token, when you are assigned tokens, you assign them once. You assign a token to a ship, right? And that's how it's worded. You assign one token to one ship. So you don't. So there's not really a mechanic within the rules to assign two tokens at once. You can't. If anything, you assign them both individually.
Yeah. One, then one.
And they're both
then one.
individual triggers, but it's not. That's not set in stone. There's definitely an argument against it, but I think the argument for being assigned them individually is stronger, based on that in the rules where you are. When it says when a ship is assigned a token, you take one token out of the supply and put it next to the ship. That's literally what it says in the rules.
So
You take one token.
so
and
where's the
assign
two
it to
stress
ship.
coming from in this situation?
Panic
If you
pilot,
got
say.
Panic Pilot or
Oh right. Yeah.
Panic Pilot is the questionable one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
Or
just what I mean.
If
Panic
you get
pilot
two
is-
ion tokens, that'll be, I guess.
Two ion token. Well, yeah. The two ion tokens is an interesting one as well.
But Panic Pilot is the
Yeah,
what
if
the
Nine
argument-
gets panicked, can he remove both stress? I think he can. I've convinced myself he can. I know people in the team have convinced me that he can, but
Can we see
you
the
can't
wording
convince
on the
everyone
card,
with it.
Can we see the wording on the card, please?
Yeah,
Please,
you
please,
can. Well,
please.
we can't bring up the damage card.
No, I don't care about the damage card. I want to see Neum Num. I just want to see Neum Num.
See, some people just disagree. Fair enough.
Nah. K-turn on
But I don't. But for me,
Oh,
the
right.
argument that they're assigned individually is stronger than the argument that they're not.
So this is near them.
After
you
you
gain
gain
a
a
stress
stress token, if there is an enemy ship in your front arc at range 0 to 1, you may remove that stress token. So basically what you're saying is, in the case of, say for example, Stress Pilot,
Yeah, panic pilot.
Panic Pilot, you gain a stress token,
Remove it.
go through the process of
Yeah.
Neum Num, then assign the second stress token,
Go through the
go
process.
through the process of Neum Num.
Whereas some people argue the stress tokens are assigned together, so you can only remove one of them. There's only one trigger to remove. But my argument is that there's two different triggers, because the rules say when you're assigned a token, take one token out of the supply and put it next to the ship. But it's a tricky one.
The thing is with Ion, as in terms of damage, the wording on the card says you exchange for damage for Ion tokens.
Yeah, assign that many ion
So you
tokens.
just assign that many Ion tokens
Yes.
to damage. So that's why you would gain all that damage all at one time. So you don't.
No, that's a set again. That's
I-
assigned individually. Take one token out of the supply. Same argument.
I don't know.
The check stress step is one step. Yeah, but the check stress step has nothing to do with Panic Pilot. In the check stress step, you can only ever be assigned one stress that you just removed with 9. So I don't know what you're.
Because
on
the
about.
check stress step is
That's-
specifically
has nothing to do
for
with the
moving.
crit. The-
Nothing to do with being given it from
No.
other means.
Yeah, but there's no real other way to get two at once, because you can do a red maneuver
Over a debris.
over a debris and then do the red action all in one go, and then you're assigned 3 stress tokens, but they are definitely assigned individually because they all have different triggers. If K turn over debris, no, you remove both because they're different. The stress are assigned differently. The stress for the debris is assigned as part of the maneuver.
You get it.
Well, no, here's the thing, right? So you move the ship.
Yep.
You then trigger pattern analyzer before the perform action step. Before the check difficulty.
Yeah.
Because pattern analyzer specifically says before check difficulty do this.
Yes.
Then you do the check difficulty,
Yep.
in which case you go, oh, I did red maneuver,
Assign a stress.
assign a stress, I'll remove it, and then the debris says after the check difficulty step, assign the ship a stress token.
Yeah.
So you assign the 2 stress individually,
Yeah.
then they are both removed because they are assigned at different times. Therefore, 9 triggers
Can
on
you
both
bring
stress.
up iron cannon?
So if you do a red maneuver over debris, there's absolutely no question.
Yeah,
that 9 removes both.
I'm down with that.
And you can also pattern analyzer focus into barrel roll,
Yeah, and clear that if you
and then you also clear that if you
get the arc.
if you get the arc, because you all 3 stress in that situation are also assigned at different times. They're assigned pretty much next to each other. It's like one event follows exactly the other event, but they are separate events.
Yeah.
The only murky point is the panic pilot where it says assign 2 stress tokens.
Yeah. Because
That's the
everything
only
else I
murky
can
one.
think of is stuff like co-pilot, but that's not. You assign one.
You assign one.
because you've done
when
an
you
action.
get one, you
Yeah,
have a
that's
second
it.
one.
The trigger for that is after you perform
Yeah,
focus
after you
action.
perform a focus action,
Yeah,
you gain a
so you
so you're
assign
not
them
actually just
separately.
assigning two at the same
There are
time.
2.
So if your attack hits, spend 1 crit or hit or crit to cause damage, 1 suffer 1 damage. All remaining hit crit inflict ion tokens instead of damage. Do you
No.
do damage
So the
in individual?
yes,
Damage is individual, yeah. Yeah.
Damage is damage done. Damage done. Damage.
So
done.
if you
'Cause it's
shoot
why
Liam,
that Batwing can do the stupid. I take 2 actions when I get damaged to get them.
Yeah,
dealt.
so,
So
if
if
you're
you
playing
shoot-
Tavson and you have 2 charges, right?
Yeah.
And it says after you suffer damage, you can spend a charge to do an action.
Yeah.
If you take 2 hits in the same shot, you can trigger Tavson on each piece of damage because damage
Yeah,
is
yeah,
assigned
yeah.
individually.
So in this particular case, if you had the discharge veins and were shot with an iron cannon,
you go.
you'd go. I say so. You take the 1 damage.
Say you took 3,
You take
2
the- you
irons.
take the 1
If
damage.
you're 9 numb, you mean?
Yeah. So if you
take
rolls
damage
3
first.
hits, blah blah blah, you take damage first. Then you are assigned an iron token.
Yeah, static.
Static discharge will then
Give it to
trigger, give it to them, and you take 1 stress, which you then
Clear.
delete because
Yeah.
of Neo nub.
Then the next ion.
You then
then
take
the next ion.
Right.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
discharge veins interrupts the assigning of iron tokens every time.
Yeah.
It's just.
Which is why you can no
In the-
longer do.
It's in the same way Tavson interrupts attacks.
Yeah, in the same way,
damage.
which is why you can't do the discharge vein illicit.
That's different. That's a replacement effect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because,
that's
because the two no
It's
longer
feedback array
yeah,
with
feedback
discharge
array
veins
doesn't,
doesn't
work because
You
it
can't-
interacts at different points.
It's like if I was
The
to
point-
black 1, take an ion token, I can give it to someone else, but then I don't lose the no shoot from the black 1 slam because of the replacement effect rules.
Yeah. The reason discharge veins and feedback array doesn't work is because when you it says so one of them is like you can take an ion to damage every ship at range 0. I think it is.
something like that.
And the other one is like when you take an ion you can pass it off for a stress.
Yeah.
The thing is when you pass the ion off for the stress you never receive the ion so you don't trigger the feedback
Yeah,
damage.
because you have to take the stress to get the.
So
ion.
they get an ion and you get a stress but they don't get the damage.
You've never you never paid the fee. You
Yeah.
never paid
No,
the
you
cost.
never paid the
Because
cost.
I remember when we hadn't had that cleared up, when I was running.
It came out quite early, that combo.
Yeah, because I ran it on Ketsu,
And
so I was tractoring people into a bump because you can bump after tractor beams, and then doing the veins to walk them forward off
yeah,
the table.
it was very negative.
And it was stupid. And
it
as
was-
soon as I did it, no, I'm never doing that again. Because I played it against someone who'd played like 2 games, and I was like, right, that ship's dead technically because I'm just going to bump and bump and bump and bump and do damage, and that's shit. So we're going to stop that.
I believe it was always
ooh,
against
sorry,
the rules. I believe it was always against the rules because the replacement effect
Yeah, I think we
information
just-
was already in there, but it's hard to decode
It was
Yeah.
deciphering
without
it.
the
Without someone-
FAQ on that
yeah.
particular interaction. It was hard to decipher it and make it
Because
concise
I think
arguments
basically
against
everyone was
everybody.
making the same issue with it. Everything
Yeah.
was trying to do the same thing, and then one person, clever person, went, actually, this isn't.
This
actually
is
how
why
it
This
not.
works."
doesn't work.
Explains it logically. and everyone
The
goes, yeah,
funny
fine.
thing about that replacement effect rule thing is there's 2 mining guild type pilots. I can't remember which 2 they are. Like the foreman and someone else.
Not Seavor and not the.
Not Activoy and not Ahab or half.
Yeah, which are the only
it's
ones everyone
like-
ever
yeah.
uses.
But there's 2 of them where one of them is like you can take a weapons disabled to assign a tractor, and the other one is like, well, when a friendly ship gets weapons disabled, you can give them stress instead. So
Right.
they're clearly designed to work
sit next to
together.
each other, yeah.
But the point is, the replacement effect says if you take the stress instead, the tractor never happens. So all you happens
This
is your TIE
guy,
fighter just gets a
Overshare
stress.
Yushin.
Before a friendly
Yeah.
ship at range 1 would gain
With
a
the
disarm,
foreman, I think. Put him with the foreman.
if that ship is double it up.
Yeah. So you can tell that these ships in the same box.
Ooh,
What are you
Oh, where's it
doing?
gone? Well, reduce the card size probably.
we lost him. Was it
Have
on?
you lost them?
Oh, technical difficulties.
Oh, no, you just lost him.
It's just gone.
Yeah, just put them back on. Flip 'em.
Special.
Eh.
Yeah.
What was it? Oh, okay, fine. Card size reduce. Yeah.
Yeah, do that.
See if that brings. Oh, it's just gone. It's just gone. Anyway,
Killed it.
there's two. There's two pilots in the pack that are supposed to work together and they don't because of the rules.
Because of the rules that they've put
Rules
in.
as written, they don't work. Which is top work FFG, like it. That's a funny one. You get funny stuff like that. Yeah,
So before you engage, you may choose one enemy ship in your bullseye at range 1 to 2 and gain 1 disarm token. If you do, that ship gains 1 tractor token.
Yeah, and the other one says when a friendly ship gains a disabled, you can just give it a stress instead. But because it's instead.
There you go.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, before a friendly ship at range 1 would gain a disarm token. If that ship is not stressed, you may spend 1 charge. If you do, that gains 1 stress token instead.
So
Yeah.
Initially, probably written to go together.
Clearly
and
supposed
pair
to work
up,
together. Rules
but
as written
rules as
don't
written
work
cancel
together.
it.
You just end up with the foreman being stressed and no one is tracted. But anyway, I don't play Scum, so I don't care.
Leave it up for a sec. So
Yeah, we're not watching the game behind it. There's
how
some shootings going on.
How
Don't
would
worry
you
about it, guys.
change the wording on either card to get it to work?
You just FAQ that particular interaction works and move on.
I guess remove the instead would be the actual way, but and the initial if you didn't put the instead there.
Yeah, it's the instead that
Yeah.
breaks it. The instead is what makes it a replacement effect, and then it makes it like the disable never happens, so it never triggers the.
So basically,
Tractor.
what they meant to say is you may basically change.
Yeah.
If it said
it's
if it said pick a ship in your bullseye, assign them a tractor token, then take a weapons disabled.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then it would work
Yeah.
because that's no longer a cost.
You're not
it's
paying
an
a
effect.
fee.
Yeah.
There is no cost at that point. But because it's a replacement, it doesn't work.
Welcome to
So
the
you
weird
could,
and wonderful.
you could
world
change
of
the rule just so
rules.
that it's like assign a tractor token, then receive a
Yeah.
weapons token.
Yeah. And instead of receiving,
Then it would work.
Instead of then you could instead of receiving
Rather
that you can
than
receive some.
See, this is one of my issues with wargaming in general. To tell you the truth, is-
2.0 is a lot cleaner than 1.0.
Oh,
This-
well, yeah, don't get me. Yeah. But
I'm very grateful for that.
Just wargaming in general. I play a lot of different systems, so I kind of come across a lot of this kind of stuff. And rules as written and rules as intended
Do
just sometimes are nowhere near the same page.
No,
Nowhere near the same
That's
page.
that's a.
I mean,
that's
2.0 is actually quite. It's not bad for it. There's a couple where you're kind of thinking, that's a bit dumb. However, for as many as you're thinking that's dumb, there's others which make sense
Yeah.
because of that distinction. It's like the whole, like the one we were talking about earlier, the discharge vanes and
feedback array.
feedback array.
yes.
It makes perfect sense because of the way that the rules are written.
Apparently, I'm overthinking about it.
Once a ship takes a disarm token, you may remove it and take a stress token.
Yeah, that would
would
fix
have been
it, Paul.
would have been a good way of writing it.
Yeah,
So
actually.
for as many as there are,
So you can change either
Mess-ups.
pilot, but they
Yeah.
technically one pilot needs changing, or just say the interaction works.
or
move
just say
on.
these do work, get over it.
Yeah, basically.
So 2.0 is a lot cleaner than some have come across. But every one which is a bad interaction, there's a good one which kind of
Yeah.
saves the game.
But, so you
And
take
you're
that.
like, that's okay. However, there are some
you're right.
systems out there which are awful.
But you take that
Well,
rules as
1.0
written.
was awful.
All
at the end of it.
1.0 was massive.
You take that
was-
I think that's the bulk of cards.
There's just
Yeah, it
There's
was
just
hard.
too
so hard
many
to
cards.
to tailor that against that,
and then
that
all of a
against that,
sudden
and
you've
that
got
against
one
that,
thing which makes perfect sense for the cards from that wave, but then factor that into a
Wave
card from
one,
wave
yeah,
1, wave 2, and it's like, oh my god, what the hell does this do?
Yeah.
And there was just too much of a card pool, so which is why they had to rewrite a whole damn thing, and which is why they cut a lot of chaff out.
I think they've protected themselves quite a bit from that. Partly because they've got a lot of factions
Faction
to split
specific,
cards,
yeah.
Yeah.
and then they've opened up more slots, like with Gunner and stuff.
And the fact they can remove the
They
slots
can
when there's a
change points.
problem
They can
issue.
remove
Yeah.
slots. The game is protected a lot more against that. You got a lot more cards now which are restricted. They can go on far. If you think about a 1.0 card, right, at the end of the game, at the end of its life cycle, if you put out a 1.0 card that was crew and generic, the amount of ships and pilots that card could have gone on
Yeah.
would have been bonkers. You know, you have to be so careful.
Oh, yeah.
And there were so many of those cards.
Oh god, yeah.
So you had to keep track of all of them.
I mean, the carpool was ridiculous.
And every
So
single
whenever you
interaction.
add a card that can go on any of those ships, you have to take all of those cards into consideration.
You have to read that card alongside every
Which
other
is why I
card.
think
which is
they've put it
interactive.
in a better
Yeah.
place for now.
But even
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
I mean, even then,
I agree.
Even then, you're saying, you know, that one crew card can go on that one pilot, that one pilot, that one pilot, that one pilot. Yeah, okay, that's true. But how many times did we get into a situation where that one crew with that one pilot
With that.
and that other crew member, or that gunner, or that torp, or that other, and then all of a
Yeah,
sudden
you
you've got
get perfect storm.
you get this idea that it's not just
Yeah.
this card in isolation comboed with that card. You're also looking at that card and every other card in the set which is available to that ship. You cannot police that amount of
I hate to
variety.
think the work that goes into it, and I'm
It's-
glad I
oh,
don't make.
it's
I'm glad I don't make
a
war
nightmare.
games.
Nightmare.
It's
Yeah.
a genuine nightmare.
So glad I don't make
Eventually 2.0 is going to get saturated.
Oh, God,
but I
yeah.
think it's got, because of these protections,
There's
it's
more
got
control
a
over
longer
it.
life cycle.
It's got a lot more control over it. And also, they know the issues from 1.0.
and they can work to avoid.
So
Yeah,
they
we have learned.
So so they can kind of go, okay, fair enough. We had too much stuff going on. So let's not be
They've dialed it
surprised
back.
if they kind of go, right, here's your new wave, and there's only 2 new cards.
Oh,
You might
look at
get
that rotate.
you might get re-releases of other cards which are useful for that ship, but you might not get brand new cards.
No.
You know, they can control that and go, okay, we don't have to, because basically every time a ship came out in 1.0, there was new cards.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about it was as well.
And I'd rather if it didn't.
1.0
if it
had
meant
the
breaking game.
illusion of choice. Because you go, oh, there's like 20 EPTs,
Yeah.
but only one of them is push the limit, and the other one is veteran instincts,
And, the
and
final
that's
one
all
that
you can
might
use.
is expertise.
Yeah, you might use expertise, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
And it's like, but you could use marksmanship.
You could use
Yeah, you could.
You could
but
use-
you'd be a
you would-
massive idiot.
But you don't. But you don't.
It's like,
I'll put Daredevil. Why?
you know, or you use trick shot because you had no points. But this is the thing that it had an illusion of choice.
Yeah.
1.0
I mean, the actual carpool
2.0 is better than
in,
that, for
in
that.
terms of viability was actually relatively small.
Yeah.
But you still had to factor in all those cards when games design.
Because as soon as you put something else in, that
Because-
could suddenly become boom.
Yeah, because
perfect.
that
Yeah,
card,
yeah,
which
you're
has been poo since Wave 2, in combination with a new pilot and a new card, suddenly becomes dirt.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden you're just like, oh, we've got to do this on every single card ever released. That is a nightmare situation.
Well,
to
that's
be
why they nerfed Biggs, because Biggs became that. It was like any time there was a rebel ship or a rebel card, it was like, okay, but how does that work with Biggs? Every single thing was like,
Well,
yeah, but how does it interact with Biggs?
Potentially a
If-
banned card list,
If
but
no version 3,
hyperspace.
there will need to be a banned card
There
list
i-
at some point.
well-
But hyperspace deals with that. You just run the hyperspace format all the time.
I would argue
The-
we're already banning cards.
rotates that.
To be honest,
Well, they've been
because
pointed out as
okay,
competitive play.
you use Dormits competitively now.
I dare you.
Oh, yeah.
I
Double
absolutely
you
dare you
Yeah,
to
so
put you
Being pointed out.
go
advantage
and
of-
put Dormits into a competitive list at 70 points.
Yeah. no.
However, it is still available.
Yes.
You can do
It
if you
is
want. You can
technically
do.
available.
You can do if you want. So it's not a banned card.
Yeah.
It's arguably unplayable in a tournament competitive list.
Yeah.
Arguably.
But it's
But it's still an available
get
card you can take.
smashed.
Yeah. Same with not hexagrammic, the
Hyperspace tracking data.
Hyperspace tracking
yeah,
data.
it's
It's now
now
10
priced
points.
out of existence.
but you can still take it. It's not
Why
a
have
banned
the
card. It's not a banned card.
No.
And the difference between banned cards and priced out cards means they are still available. You can still do them if you want. And you might be able to work out a way where they're viable. It's unlikely.
It's difficult.
They are
It's
effectively
difficult, but they are still available if you want them. And that also means they're still available in non-competitive play.
Yeah.
So I don't like the idea of banning cards because you're
It's
basically
tricky.
saying, no, you can never use this. As opposed to upping the point stuff and making people make that choice. You go, if you want to use this, you can, but you're going to have to make sacrifices.
Yeah.
And if that's the way that it goes in terms of list control, that is a better thing than banning cards.
Oh yeah.
Same thing when it came down to the Vader choices, Vader crew.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
how do we get rid of Vader crew being what it is now? Okay, we'll take the most effective ship with Vader crew and say that you can't take that, but you can take a gunner instead, which is how they fixed Phantoms. I have no problem. No points were changed. It's
No,
it's just
it's not
another
as
way of list control, and I'd much rather see that than ban cards. Because as soon as you start banning stuff, you're basically saying, yeah, we release all this stuff for you to play games with, but you can't use this.
Okay, was it the orange base
A-wing or the
How
other
did
one.
Arfon do a K-turn into a
Because
barrel with his A-wing there? Because
If it's not the
If it's the red
if
one,
it's
it
the
was
red
Leia.
one, it's layered from the U-wing, and it's actually Rich's A-wing, not Arfon's A-wing.
it's Arfon.
Yeah, so we've got Arvel in the blue one and Jake in the red one. Just to be really confusing.
Orange bases at Arfon as well, if that helps.
Yeah, but the
Okay,
paint schemes
yeah.
are completely the wrong way around.
So yeah, coming
I
back
don't
to
know why they didn't just swap models.
why not? So yeah, when it comes to points and stuff like that, I don't have an issue with pointing stuff to the point where it's not necessarily viable.
No, me
I'd rather
neither.
they do that than
It's
banning
the
cards.
short-term solution, isn't it?
It is short term, but
Those cards will eventually come back down.
they probably will do. When people stop playing with them entirely, they might drop a little bit. I think Leia has been downpointed too much.
Yeah, possibly.
I've heard that a lot.
I think she's
I'm
too
not
cheap.
sure I agree.
I'm not saying she should be like jump up to where
But
she was. I'm
a
just
lot-
saying a little bit too cheap for
A
what
lot
she
of people have that opinion.
does. And I think
I
she's
disagree.
not. See, the
fair
thing is,
enough.
she's not game breaking.
That's why I think it's okay.
But I think for the effect, she's a little bit cheap. That's maybe a point.
I
more?
think you're right, but I wouldn't
maybe
point her up anyway.
Maybe a point.
Yeah,
more.
absolutely.
But-
Simran. For 24-point super natural reflexes on Kylo, can do it. And it did
Yeah,
well in the
you-
US.
yeah, you
so that
can.
it's still those niches where actually that card that
Yeah.
has been pointed out of most lists, actually there's its hole. That's where it fits.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
there's
what
still stuff you can. I mean, would you push it up to was it 36 points on Vader? Probably not.
Yeah.
24 points on
What's
on
the
Kylo, especially on the chassis that it is.
Yeah.
It can get real usage out of it, but also it kind of needs it.
Yeah, but then you've got exactly that's Invader.
Because I
not worth it.
don't think the silencer is quite there. But I think Kylo with Supernatural gives it that little bit more survivability just from repositioning and manoeuvring, and I think it just makes it a little bit more viable.
You got to be careful with the shit like that. That reduces
It's
Yeah.
proper glass hammer for the points
It
that
is.
you use it. But even the cheapest one is a glass hammer for the points you're paying for it. It's not a cheap sashi. It's not.
No, but it is
it's
a
not
bonkers
in it.
good.
Yeah,
chassis.
Simran,
Yeah, it's
absolutely.
good, but it's not cheap for it.
No boost on Vader. You've lost more than half its efficiency, and then it's 30
Yeah,
points.
yeah, yeah. 30,
I agree with you on
36, 32.
I agree with you on Anakin though. Potentially
You think
be
32
expensive.
points on Anakin?
Be expensive, but you've got PS6 boost and barrel roll available to you
You can already do that.
What?
After you manoeuvre.
before you manoeuvre.
Yeah, I know.
But
But the thing
But
is,
you can't do both.
you see, I'm really
you can do the one after.
not looking forward to Wave 2, Wave 3.
Free.
Wave
Wave
3
3.
already had two.
I'm not looking forward to it. I think it's going to be. Sorry, no. Let me phrase this as careful as possible, so as not to trigger anyone. I worry about the release of mainly the Jedi, and that I think certain combinations of the Jedi cards, as we've seen them so far, we don't know points, so it's hard to comment fully.
Yeah.
But I worry about the look of certain Jedi and certain combinations of stuff, and that people who are going to stick with the original factions
Might get left behind.
are going to get a little bit left behind and are going to have some kind of negative situations. Because at the moment, most of those lists, as it stands now, can probably field one, maybe two super maneuverable, janky, weird stuff. Like maybe Vader and Fel, but Vader and Fel,
You're not getting much else.
you're not getting much else. And from
You can
what
have pow.
and the sounds of it is that we're going to get a lot of really maneuverable Jedi ships knocking around for relatively cheap. And I think
I don't think they're going to be that
I
cheap.
don't think it'll be as cheap as we think. I think we
I'm
might have
worried
been a
about
bit
it. I'm
misled
a little
from
bit worried about
the
it.
rumor mill that we might. I think if you get
hope
three on,
not.
I think if you get three on the table that are PS5, you're not getting up any upgrades.
Well, there's only two. There's only one PS5 and one PS6, so you're going to struggle.
But you got my. There's only one
Do you have to
PS5
be
now. I
so
thought it was two
literal?
PS5s.
Just bring in the sass.
Oh, no,
Do
he's
you
gone down,
have
hasn't
to
he?
be so literal?
There's two 4s.
Yeah, I forgot. Mace Windu's gone down.
So
Mace Windu.
I'm
Yeah,
a-
Mace Windu's never a 5. Let's be honest.
yeah, he
Mace
shouldn't
Windu is
have
not
been.
a 5.
If he was on the floor with a lightsaber, he'd be a 6 because he is that arse.
Yeah, in Legion, badass.
Yeah, oh god, yes. However,
X-wing,
not so much.
average.
So yeah, I'm just a little bit twitchy. I mean, I'm not as twitchy with the separatist stuff because I think there is some dirty stuff coming out, but I think
I think there's gonna be some horrible stuff in there.
I think
we've not quite seen
the
yet.
basic chassis and the pilot skills, that's your way in. There's
That's
a lot
your
of
level
weird
up,
jank,
yeah.
but they have pretty poo dials, pretty poo stats, and not a lot of high PS. So I think that
Apart
will,
from the scimitar.
apart from the scimitar, but that will be that's one ship out of the faction.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm all right with that. In the same way that the dial on a silencer is amazing, but every other dial in the first order list is not bad.
Have you seen the SF dial? The SF dial is nuts.
Yeah, but I don't know about the SS. I'm still not sold about SS, but that's a whole
chassis.
That's a whole different argument.
Good.
But
It's
that's
good.
But
The aces are rubbish.
the aces are
they're generic.
Chassis.
But that's and I'm worried about the
Off on
levels.
thanks to BTO now.
The levels between old factions and new factions. That's my one concern about it. I'm just a bit
Yeah, that's fair.
twitchy that the old factions are going to get a bit left behind.
Yeah.
Scum probably less so, because I think Scum has variety in it, genuine variety.
I think
in it.
we could see more
Imperials-
variety in it,
I think Imperials are going to be dead in the water. I'm really worried about Imperials.
I'm not
I
convinced.
don't know. I think you just got to
Tice
find
one's always good.
the Imperial niche.
Yeah, but name another good Imperial list.
Tim's got one on the table now that
Simran
looks a
won
bit nasty.
with Vader.
Tim's is
Tice
all
one.
right. I whiffed against it.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay. It's not particularly terrifying because at the end of the day, it's still got tyres on the table.
You're on something there, Paul. We've got to be careful of that shit.
No, we don't.
The whole game
got
will get
two
broken away
different
for
forms.
resistance transport.
Yeah, but it's not like a ducking unducking situation. You've got the bigger one
Oh,
or
I
you've
don't
got the
know.
smaller one.
I don't know.
But
I think Defrain, I think you summed it up perfectly. I think you're right. TIE Swarm with some scum nonsense, and then Republic is going to be a bit of like the synergy of Rebels, but with the aces of imps.
Right, gents. I'm going
See
to
ya.
pop to the bathroom.
CIS.
I'm back in
That's
another day.
the.
Don't forget about
Yeah, I'm
this.
going to say, what about this,
I'm
guys?
going to leave you in these two
You've
capable
got
hands.
14
I'll be
minutes,
back in a minute.
guys, for
Do some cheers.
this wonderful.
Do some cheers, get a
Matt
mat.
Ulfric is still top of the pops.
Do some cheers. Get a
Winning.
man.
So, this awesome Vader, I'm sure Mr. Lee Dalton would love it because he loves Darth Vader.
Wader.
Does indeed.
He loved your Wader.
He does.
What other stuff is coming out in Wave 4?
Wave 4. Wave 4 is a bit of a re-release. So you've got Falcon, Decimator,
Rebel Falcon, I'm taking.
Rebel Falcon. Yeah. So
let's be
the
specific.
Falcon, the Decimator, you're not getting anything new.
Silencer? Is it the downscaled silencer?
Yes, remolded silencer.
Yeah,
not
yeah.
getting anything new. You're just getting what's already been released in the upgrade packs. Not the upgrade, the conversion kits.
Yes.
All
right, genuine question. Because I've heard that hyperspace will be evolving.
Yes.
It is an evolving
It is an evolving
system.
form.
Do you believe that what they are going to do is one of these two things, which I believe? One, which is anything which is new release, not necessarily brand new as in brand spanking new, but anything released in Wave 2
Yeah.
will be added to hyperspace.
Yes.
Or,
At this point,
or,
Wave 3.
or,
Yeah.
or,
Yeah.
is it going to be that there will basically be what is known in the car game business as the roll-in cut? So, for example,
Yeah. So like, I know what you mean.
For
So
this period,
Yeah.
the hyperspace is X and Y,
yeah.
or the next hyperspace period will be another random selection. Of
So
stuff.
it is. This period is X and Y, but we've been told every faction will be available in hyperspace. So
Oh, yeah.
Wave 3 will be coming into hyperspace.
Yeah. Well, because that would be the entire
yeah.
faction. So
I don't think
get
Wave
that.
4 will be immediately. But
So
what you'll see
so
is
basically what we're saying is so there's new in terms of old ships re-released.
yeah.
Silencer, B-wing,
So you've got loads of them. So
TIE FO.
so you've got
Ignore the new
Silencer,
stuff. Silencer, Falcon,
B-wing,
Decimator, SF.
That's it.
Right. So all of that stuff is that going to get added to hyperspace?
No, I don't think so.
Or is there
all of
just
that,
going to be a random selection of stuff for
all
next
of that other
hyperspace
than
season?
the Decimator and the B-wing are
How
already
long is going to be a
hyperspace.
hyperspace season?
I think it's a year. I think.
Right. Okay.
I think it's a year. I believe it's a year. Anyone who knows properly, give us a shout. Let us know. Let us know if you think this Wave 4 stuff's going to come into the straight into hyperspace because it's been released, or is it going to be once Wave 3 comes out, there's your hyperspace, that's it for the year. Then it's going to change.
Because there's this opportunity that because they're adding in these new factions to hyperspace, they could change hyperspace.
Yes, they could. I believe.
Because it's we're adding this, so we could just change all of it.
Yeah, is it going to be
Or are they just
one
gonna
ship out, one
literally-
ship in, or is it going to be
the whole damn thing?
all of you go, new ones in?
I think it would be quite upsetting and quite funny in equal measure if they just basically said all this stuff is now different. This is now in the hyperspace. I think it'd be hilarious because all these people have been practicing with the hyperspace lists.
I think they give you enough warning.
It'd be
though.
well funny. But
Just-
like, oh my god, my hyperspace
What,
list
comes to April, bam, your lists are gone.
Yeah, and I think the other thing though, if you're doing that, that's going to be harsh on anyone who isn't FO and Resistance.
Yeah.
Because you can't really take anything out of FO and Resistance because FO and Resistance, that's all they have. That's literally
Yeah.
all they have.
Yeah.
So if you take out,
You can't take anything out. Of
you
those
can't take
factions,
anything
yeah.
out of those factions. So if you turn around to the rebels and the Imperials and say, right, they're all their stuff saying exactly the same,
But you're losing this.
you've got to do something different. I think that's a bit brutal.
I kind of agree with Kay.
I think the most likely format to be hyperspace is each faction getting a core of the really iconic stuff that stays put, like the X-Wing and TIE Fighter, and then with ships rotating in and out probably as they get released.
I think it'd be rare to see in hyperspace. It's all about being the most accessible format for someone to come in and play competitively. You're not going to lose what's in the core set.
Yeah,
and things like that. So I think those
the thing is, the core set
iconic
is
ones are
literally
gonna say-
2 ships.
Yeah, so I don't think you're ever going to lose the
It's an
X-Wing or the TIE
X-Wing,
Fighter.
I think
Um,
if you take TIE Fighters out of Imperial, that's actually really limiting for
Yes.
the Imperial ships.
Yeah.
Really limiting.
I would like to see if they start adding other rules, like you can have one of these.
Oh, make ships unique.
Yeah,
in a
that
way.
kind of thing. That would be
Limited
another
ships.
way of them doing it, but I doubt they'll do that.
That'd be really hard to do on the app.
No, they're on their app. It'd be fine. They'd be like, "House space, done." Once that one's in, you can't put another one in. Then we are getting a few little new toys.
But yeah, there's the Resistance transport
Yes.
and the Naboo
And the hyena bomber.
Oh yeah, the Hyena bomber.
Yes, the droid bomber.
The Hyena bomber.
Which I don't know where that is in that picture, but there.
Because it's there. It actually looks like a tie.
Yeah,
It's
it looks
not,
like
it's flat.
yeah. So hyena bomber, Naboo starfighter, and this weird transport. I know we've jumped ahead Thursday, but we're jumping past that.
The thing I got an issue. Why in a game which is designed to be starfighters in space do we have an atmospheric troop transport?
It's not atmospheric. It's the one that they use to escape. In
Who is it? Well,
so-
even then, it's designed to drop troops
Yeah.
on the deck.
So I think what it is.
Why is that in X-Wing?
They've gone. We're running out of resistance ships. What have we seen?
Crap! What's in the films,
Yeah.
lads? Well, they've got transport. Hello.
Yeah, so probably a little bit of that, but it's unique in the fact that you've got this. We're looking at the article now, guys. The larger one with a big bulky bit and the gun on the side, and the little tiny looks a bit like a attack shuttle, ghost attack shuttle.
Oh, right,
the
yeah,
tiny
yeah.
one, little one on the side, and you get two versions, two dials. It's interesting. It gives them two new ships in a sense.
It's a small ship, though, isn't it?
But yeah, I think they're both small based, no
Small
matter
based.
which one you have. So
I don't know, lads.
Interesting.
I'm
interesting.
dubious.
Mm.
I don't know why. Was it Mr. Stander was saying it's going to break the game? Why is it going to break the game?
Which one?
Resistance transport.
Oh, I don't know. I think he was maybe taking
In
the
the canon, the transport is a modified B-wing. It is, but
It is a B-wing Mark II that has been modified into a transport.
so Resistance might get an updated version of that. I really hope not.
I did read an article on that specifically. Will the
They've got a U-wing.
will
They
the
don't
B
need-
will the B-wing Mark II make it into Resistance, not Rebellion?
Yeah, they got. Well, yeah, they got U-wings,
No,
haven't
they
they?
haven't. Resistance haven't.
Yeah.
Where? Where did we see Where did we see U-wing in 7 or 8?
Saw Gerrera.
That's not.
Oh God, that's Rogue One.
That's Rogue One, yeah. 2.
It's a new film, and
Yeah.
therefore it's after.
Mark
yeah.
II B-wing. I saw a whole article on it. Someone drew it and went, "Have we got it? They must have them because they've made a transport out of it." So we might. I think it all depends on what we see in TV shows like Resistance
Yep.
and other things that come out,
And episode
and
9.
what we see in Episode 9. Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah.
Because if we don't see one in one of those, it ain't canon, and we ain't gonna get one.
See, we've say in their sister system Legion, we've already started to see Rogue One stuff.
We've
Okay.
got it in this, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got Jyn Erso and,
Yeah.
and the Pathfinders, which are all Rogue One stuff. We haven't seen anything from the prequels.
No, because that's prequels just coming
because
now.
prequels are just coming for X-Wing.
Yeah.
Are we going to see prequels in Legion?
Yes, they've said. Well, they've
Probably.
They've
Almost
got them.
certainly.
They've got them now, so I think they said
However,
on the initial
on
release.
the flip side of that, if
Yeah.
they're doing prequels, are they going to do episodes 7 through 9
Oh, because you're not got that in Legion either. have
in
you?
Legion?
So you've got a lot.
So, there's all kinds of things which are kind of like Legion's looking really exciting.
Loads of the game formats.
Because the thing is with Legion is that I'm a massive wargamer.
You play everything.
I play everything.
Yeah.
So the idea of running around with little models of Imperial stormtroopers, not just ships of Imperial stormtroopers, is awesome sauce.
Yes.
But the idea of having stuff like Kylo, and all that lot running around, hacking people up. It's just like yes, please.
Exciting.
First Order would be awesome.
Yeah. You're very Imperial First Order type.
Massively Imperial. The only reason I am not running Imperial in X-Wing is because I am really struggling to find a list which I can enjoy. I haven't managed it yet, which is really depressing me. I found loads of fun stuff in Scum.
Yeah, Imps don't have the same
but
fun
Imps
jank,
don't have that level of fun, whereas they're almost far too serious.
I could stretch the snow speeders, but if we ever get Ewok gliders in X-Wing, I will melt all of my ships in the microwave and post them back to FFG.
That would be quite depressing, actually. Ewok gliders. You playing Necromunda? I'm hoping to very soon. I have got my...
You probably have it all already, do you?
I've got my Deluxe stuck together, and I've got a Cawdor gang waiting to be put together. Me and Ash, at some point, are going to play Necromunda in the store. So, I used to play Necromunda way back when it first came out.
You have seen the multiple editions of games that this point.
Yes. Yeah. I used to play Necromunda back when it first came out, and it was awesome. I also, however, this is probably really going to date me in terms of hobby. I remember when the game called Confrontation was released in multi-part in a White Dwarf, and that was basically proto Necromunda. It was,
and you got it in bits in the magazine.
It was gang warfare in. Those Ambots are awesome. They're actually, if you read the fluff, they're Blackstone Fortress, the board game which came out. You know the expansion which has just come out for the Amble,
maybe,
which is this big kind of alien-looking thing.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like big claws and stuff and big jaws and it digs and stuff. The Ambots are basically the Imperials have taken the fleshy bits, like the brain and all that kind of stuff, and put them in an Amble body to do digging.
It's a bit harsh.
And it's awesome, but the models are beautiful. They're really lovely. So a lit one of those would be amazing. Confrontation was basically proto Necromunda and was amazing, massively complicated and massively detailed. And then they did Necromunda. And then I used to play Necromunda all the time. I was awesome at Necromunda. I had a crazy Escher gang, which were literally mental. No one had anything other than pistols and swords, and they just ran at people. I remember when Games Workshop wasn't actually the monstrosity that it is now. When it was just literally a roleplay shop.
Well, yeah, one thing I've also seen on this
Yes, the
article,
ASF.
they're doing a re-releasing the B-wing with bendy wings.
The wings bend, the turrets,
all that kind of
spins,
stuff,
and it's all massively
ridiculous,
pointless.
Yeah, but what they've given you in here,
fun.
If anyone noticed, is in the B-wing expansion
Ratskins
pack,
were good. Vansar are filth.
You get an afterburners in the B-wing expansion pack.
Why wouldn't you?
Now, a while ago, Arfon ran B-wings with afterburners on. We all told him he's stupid and ridiculous. He now sees this as vindication.
Justification.
And the FFG clearly saw that he was doing that and thought, that's a good idea. We're going to copy him.
That's a thing.
So,
like putting Greedo on Bosk.
Greedo on Bosk is clearly a thing.
It's a thing.
It worked. So,
I mean, those the shields you can get for Vansar from Forge World are amazing. Like energy shields. They're really cool.
The only Games Workshop stuff I have now is Blood Bowl, and that's it.
Blood Bowl?
Yeah, that's all I've got left. I've not played that in ages either.
Yeah. French is
painting some today.
Yeah, he's having a crack as humans. Blood Bowl's alright. It's not my favourite of the games.
It attracted me because I played American football.
Yeah, I mean it's a nice kind of like stick on table.
Play it.
Have a bit of a giggle with it. I struggle with the campaign structure in Blood Bowl.
It gets a bit mad now. It's getting more and more.
It gets a bit stupid. Those come in standard in a box. They look really good. Do they come in the box? Oh, right.
Right, guys, we've got 1 minute. Anyone else want to get some cheers in to possibly win the lovely Vader mat? It is very, very nice.
You were going to show it upside down, man.
I was nearly going to show it upside down that way. There you go. Left and right, so backwards.
Yeah, it's almost my face.
Yeah, so Vader mat, 1 minute left. End of this game. We will check Top Cheerer, and it will be winging its way in the post to then.
So, Rich, 130 points. Arfon, 110 points.
Probably one round left because they're still moving. So
That's a titan, isn't it?
it is. It was very tight at one point. It was 53-55. Then Rich jumped ahead. Arfon retook it. Rich jumped ahead again. So
But what have they got left?
2 ships each.
So we've got
The
Garvin-
difference is
Garvin-
10's been halved,
Garvin,
whereas
Garvin with no
hasn't.
shields.
Yeah, not been half pointed yet.
Bonus mill been off 100. Jake's full.
So it's if the B-wing gets a shot on Garvin and half points him, Arfon will take the win.
Yes. Or if he somehow manages to get like a insta kill on Jake, which would be hilarious.
The Rebel Tide Death Rain. I have not seen anyone fly it
Just
at all
before,
in
never
2.0.
flown against a rebel player using the tie. Is that a thing any good?
Oh, I have. I flew against. It is quite good actually. Ryan. Ryan flew it in his completely, totally, utterly fluff
the fluff
ghost list.
spectres.
So it's just
Yeah.
all of the cast of rebels, and I think he had it backwards, and he had Ezra flying it because he stole it or something. When actually Sabine's better. It's quite janky. It's got some good abilities, but it's not all
It's
that
just-
good.
it's
It's
a
a
TIE.
TIE fighter at the
It's
end
a
of the
TIE.
day. Lowish initiative, and that's that.
So I get upset as an Imperial
Yeah,
that any other faction has ties.
that one makes sense.
Yeah, but no.
It was stolen,
Yeah, but it should be unique.
and the mining guild was given to him.
What are you doing in there?
Who are you?
We've finished.
Have you?
We have established the dominance of the spoons.
What's
I am
that
the
spoon?
spooniest spoon.
You are
Yeah,
the spooniest
Arfon
spoon.
is the spooniest spoon.
Because Arvel can't roll dice.
Yeah, we didn't know.
Repeat so many shots were just like blank, blank, blank.
Yeah,
There
it
was
is a
one
shame.
good one, and then everything else was
You
blank,
lined him up
blank.
perfectly there with intimidation
Yeah.
to whack at the end, and
It
one
it
shield,
didn't mean anything.
one
'cause he
damage
can't
would have
roll.
won you it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we didn't realise until like right. There you go. Yeah, we didn't realise until right at the end that. Yeah.
He's dead like a tiger.
Yes.
And
was
Nora
hilarious.
not being able to turn around for God knows how long.
Yeah. Y-wings just don't.
Well,
turn
to be
around.
fair,
Once you get
I
stressed, you
didn't
got
have
panic.
space to turn or turn my turret.
I just saw you have multiple stresses on you.
Panic pilot.
Yeah.
Killed it.
Panic pilot is harsh. I think
very
for
harsh.
such a very innocuous kind of, it's just double stress. Actually, that is brutal.
Brutal.
I mean, it breaks some ships.
Breaks lots of ships. yeah.
Like as soon as you get any ship double stressed, and heavens forbid if you were already stressed going into it.
As Arfon was.
Triple stress is
Yeah.
like
Why we-
that is literally 3 turns of me doing nothing but like crappy manoeuvres and no actions. It's just awful. Unless you're near numb, but that's a whole different conversation.
Here's something. Ugh.
Right. Are we gonna do this, Matt?
Well, we can
Or do we
try.
want to talk?
We
a
can
bit?
try.
Do what?
They don't want to talk.
We had a competition.
They're so embarrassed about that
Competition.
game.
What competition?
Oh, you're right,
It was
hilarious.
a bit of a cluster.
It
wasn't
totally
it,
was
for a
an
while?
absolute cluster.
Which was what I was aiming for,
I
but
don't
it
know
didn't
what
work
you,
out.
I
So-
honestly don't know what else you expected putting us two up
For
there.
Arfon and Rich, this is the lovely prize.
It's pretty, yeah?
Darth
thank you.
Vader.
No, not prize for your game.
But I
Matt.
proved to be the spooniest.
It's not the prize for the spooniest of spoons. It's actually a prize for the top cheer of the day.
Okay.
Person with the most cheers.
So Clive.
So, yes. Ulfric, congratulations. One wonderful Darth Vader playmat for all of your card gaming needs.
Good job, Alfred.
Flying towards you.
Um,
Doddy's Gaming from the Stoke Sarlax, thank you as well for all those cheers you threw in.
might as well
Very
mention
much
it. Might as well
appreciated.
mention it now to get them warmed up for next week.
Yes.
Next week, the Hoff map is going.
Is it the Hoff mat or is it the...
It's the Hoff map.
not the t-shirt?
Yeah.
I don't know about the t-shirt. Somebody else about the
That's
t-shirt.
probably a pasta and mash thing.
Yeah, John. I think,
No, it's
yeah.
not. It's got your... It's got Tuesday Fly Casual on it, hasn't it?
No,
Is it?
all
Well,
the games.
it's just a Warlords.
Oh, it's just the Warlords one. It's probably a pasta mashing.
hey.
Ignore it.
So it's cool though, yeah.
Ignore it.
So you know, next week is the Hoff map.
And just a reminder, because we've gone up to 52 subscribers, I'll be adding mine when I get home or
53.
tomorrow.
Yeah. Fudge.
If we can get to 70, I'll be
You're
be
cooking
releasing.
something, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll be releasing a video edited by John to look, not terrible, with a step-by-step guide of how to make my amazing chocolate orange fudge.
Yeah.
Oh, not the cracking cake.
That'll be a higher
That's
subscription.
super special.
That's the next.
Super special.
When we get to enough.
That's
I
not
will
a
release
cake.
it.
That is not
That is
suitable
a
for
drink. A
not
chewy drink.
suitable for people under 18
See,
or if you're driving or any of
It's
the
kind
above.
of what I imagined Guinness when everyone kept saying it's like drinking bread.
Yeah.
And that's what your cake
kind
is.
of what
yeah.
mine
Yeah, you're kind of eating rum.
alcohol.
Is it rum? Is it rum?
Yeah.
Yeah, eating rum. I can't think of anything worse. That's not
No,
a crack
no.
at you, but I just
Don't like rum.
I don't drink.
Yeah.
So the idea of eating and
It's really good cake.
If you're in, I'd say maybe give it a small little try or smell. But
yeah,
I don't like rum, but I still like it.
it's not necessarily the flavour. It's the alcohol.
That's fair enough.
Right,
I don't.
then, guys. Are we gonna
Convictive shot Ezra is
say,
funny. Whether or not Rex is annoying and Vita's underwhelming.
say,
It's tired.
is Ryan about? Does he want to come and say
No.
goodbye?
I think we
Ryan
went for a poo
is-
last I saw.
Otherwise,
Very nice.
yeah.
Lovely.
I
Ryan's,
wasn't gonna say
Ryan's
that,
otherwise,
but, you know.
otherwise
Yeah,
engaged.
he's busy.
I didn't know.
So
he
won't be
shouted
back.
at us while we were playing. so it
Dropping
couldn't
the
have been
kids
nasty.
off at the pool.
I thought he was
Yes.
coming out to tell us off.
Yeah, well, probably because
Well, probably because you should have deserved it.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, I think
Ryan
that's
came
when
out.
I-
What we doing? What
I
we
think
doing? What we
that's
doing? Nothing. I'm going
Ewing
to
Cater,
Oh,
it's just like wherever.
Right,
Oh,
shall
sorry,
we?
that's-
Yeah, let's go
that's-
home.
Close up. Yeah.
Let's do this.
So thank
See you
you
guys.
all
See you
for
all
watching.
later. Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed. Well, the chat more than the X-Wing because we didn't watch
'Cause
that
we
game
didn't-
at all,
watched
did we?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you could tell us what happened, it would be appreciated.
Yeah.
Bye. Ulfric, we know how to get things
Yeah,
to you.
yeah, we'll-
so
we'll
this,
write it down
the
so I
mat
don't
that you
forget.
can't see me holding.
So yeah, next week will be the Hoff mat. So
That you
get
really
your
want.
get your. I really want it. Yeah. Get your cheers. I can't have it though.
Is it cheers again, or is it going to be something else?
It might be cheers. It might be something else. It's probably going to be cheers.
Well, see, there might be some way. Yeah,
but
there'll be a
I
reason
think
for it.
Steve might get involved in the giving away of that as well because I think Steve will be. here
Steve
next
should
week.
be back next week. Yeah.
But yes, be prepared to
be
do
ready and
anything
prepared for
to get the Hoff.
to get this Hoff mat as it is
because the Hoff mat is awesome.
gorgeous.
It's so cool.
And I might bring my special prizes along as well.
Yeah, do
Yeah, if I can remember.
it. Yeah. So next week.
Next week,
I'm in. Oh yeah, I'm
in.
back. I'm back.
I think. I need to check right for work actually, but
Yeah, I'm just trying to.
I'm assuming I'm here.
Oh, actually, I think I've got Tuesday off next week.
Oh, very nice. All right, for some minute.
So it's because after work weekend,
That's boring.
there is a sacrifice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'm off Tuesday. So that'll be nice.
So we'll be
So I'll be
flying
running
casual as always.
Yet more jank
Always.
because that's what I do.
I'll be flying new stuff. Wave 3.
Although,
Here
having
we
said
go.
that though, if I'm doing April tournament, I might actually be running something serious.
Something serious to practice.
Yeah. Or I just crack out my Vipers again and just do that
They were good fun.
because
Do like the Vipers.
Vipers, isn't it?
Yeah. Triple Vipers. You can run 4.
You can, but I don't want to
Yeah. Just 4 naked Vipers.
because I don't like them naked.
You do need like
but
collision and a bit of a.
You need
yeah,
you need something else.
something to help them out. Right.
because they're good, but they're not that good.
That is.
Let's wrap it.
Yeah.
Do this.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Have a nice evening.